on YouTube. Yeah. Star always says, hey man, have like a 500 word at the bottom, like a description of what you're talking about before you go live, because it helps with the algorithm. So, you know what I'm saying? Y'all got to pick up tools to trade. Okay, let me see to make sure we are live. Yep, we are live on motherfucking YouTube. Anyway, so guys, it went down today, man. I'm telling you, like, one of the biggest things that was a part of the election is the way the economy was going. People were irate that we were sending so much money to Ukraine. I think the two main foreign policy disagreements the mass amounts of Americans have with our government, I would say, is the money that we are sending out of the country into Ukraine for proxy wars and into Israel for Middle East conflicts. That was one of the main points of the election, is we have a lot of money going out. It's not a lot of money coming in. So now a lot of things get put back in to place for our economics. And that was one of the main things I think that the right won a lot of people on, was the fact that foreign policy standards were so low, on top of the fact that we were just sending out money to Zelensky every time he came over and he asked for a certain amount of money. So before we get into that story, I just want to say salute to everybody in the building, salute to Carlton Way, salute to everybody who tapped in with me last week. I want to say salute to somebody who cashed at me last week. Hold on, let me go down. Give me a second. Anthony Pitt. Anthony Pittmanza, salute to you. You cashed at me last week, so I appreciate that. Like I said, hit $ Flowboy Jan on the 4 at the bottom of the screen, at the bottom right-hand side. But yeah, thank you for everybody who's liked, shared, and subscribed to this platform. We've been doing really good. We did 3 episodes last week. I'm trying to do 2 episodes worth of content tonight. So if we get through with 1 episode and you guys want to do more extended, we'll restart streaming and do another one, because these streams only last for about 3 hours. So to get that started, I will get back on this topic with Zelensky and what's been going on. We have full coverage of the situation. So, you know, Zelensky comes to America, seems like once a month, and demands $60 billion, $700 billion. And Dementia Joe, Sleepy Joe, writes a blank check and sends him about his way and whatnot. And I think that is one of the most egregious things that we do in society and as a government. I think it was a very idiotic to just write a blank check to people who it seems like they have no intention on stopping the war, nor have the manpower or equipment to, you know, fight Russia. So Trump finally got the meeting with Zelensky, him, JD Vance, and I'm pretty sure some UN dignitaries. Trump was like, hey man, we ain't about to do this behind closed doors. We're gonna do this on the forefront. And we're not gonna, you know, hide anything. We're not gonna sidestep or sugarcoat what the agendas is and what his agenda is. And I will say Trump and Vance smoked on a Ukraine pact today. We're just gonna get to kind of the meat and potatoes of it, because to be honest, I don't want to hear about how we don't got money for reparations, or with Jasmine Coon Crockett saying that we're not in the business of giving out money, and that's all the Democratic people have done is give out money with slush funds. So I actually do have the whole 40-minute video, but I kind of want to. I might start out with a little bit of the video, only because I don't want like people to think that they just ran in there and pressed them. So in order and in the sake of kind of like good journalism in a way, I'm going to kind of start the whole video and kind of skim through it a little bit with you guys. Let me put this up here. I'm gonna go through the whole video and kind of skim through it with you guys. Just this part, because they had a good 40-minute conversation. It wasn't like he sat down and niggas started and hey, what you doing with the money? It wasn't like that. He sat down, you know, they have their political banter going back and forth, and then towards the end, it started getting kind of hot and niggas was pressing them. And I, as an American, this is a very proud moment to start the year off with, just standing up to the short midget. I mean, like, first place. And I like the way Trump greeted him too. Let me see if I can find the way Trump greeted him, because the way he walked in, Trump was like, oh, you wear your best outfit. It like nigga came out with pajamas on. You come to the White House, why can't you dress in a suit? Like the British Parliament came, I think, yesterday. Niggas in suits. you're not the sheath. You're not. I mean, certain people have certain custom garbs, but you just some goofy ass Ukrainian nigga. Like, why don't you put on a suit and a tie? You come to the White House. Who said like you ain't in no war clothes, nigga? What kind of outfit is this? So yeah, so Trump. We're gonna get to the video, but yeah, Trump wasn't having it today. Dot focus in the building. Trevor Jackson in the building. Let me know if you guys can hear me or hear the sound. Uh, all right, you guys said there's no sound. Hold on. All right, let me put myself back on the screen. All right, you guys said there's no sound. Okay, let me get this clip ready real quick. Can you guys hear me now? Oh, not the video. Okay, not the video. Okay, cool. Yeah, man, I don't know what the hell Zelensky had on, man. It's like, bro, dress like you coming to ask for some money. That's how you know you. Yeah. I was playing at a faster speed. Okay, let me see if okay. Let me see if you guys can hear it now. We're gonna remove it and we're gonna add it back to the stage. All right, so let me know if you can hear it now. Put a one in the chat if you can hear them. All right, so I don't know why that clip wasn't playing any sound. Let me see if this one has some sound because I got the sound up. So let me see if I can take it down. Okay, tell me if you guys can hear this. You guys hear this one? Hmm. No sound. No sound. This is crazy. How do we not have any sound? Maybe it's because of YouTube links. Let me see if it's because of YouTube links. We were just playing YouTube videos. And that was all fine and dandy. Now we're trying to play stuff on goddamn Twitter and niggas is tripping. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see if I can pull this up over here. Okay. Is this can you guys hear this one? Let me know if you guys can hear this one. The one I'm playing on YouTube. All right, she got saying there is no sound right now with these, with the fuck, with, oh, what the hell is going on? How's it no sound? How's it no sound? We got the sound on. Let me make sure. All the volume's up, volume's up. We were just playing music in this motherfucker. Hold on. We were just playing music. You guys can hear me clearly. You guys can hear me clearly. Sound good now? Y'all can hear me. I know you guys can hear me. I'm trying to see what the fuck is going on this phone. Give me a second. All right.
Well, thank you very much. It's an honor to have President Zelensky of Ukraine. And we've been working very hard, very close. So we've actually known each other for a long time. We've been dealing with each other for a long time and very well. We had a little negotiation spat, but that worked out great. I think for both countries, I think for the world, actually, beyond both countries. And we have something that is a very fair deal. And we look forward to getting in and digging and working and getting some of the rare earth. But it means we're going to be inside, and it's a big commitment from the United States, and we appreciate working with you very much. And we will continue to do that. It doesn't have much raw earth. We have a lot of oil and gas, but we don't have a lot of the raw earth. And what we do have is protected by the environmentalists, but that can be unprotected. But still, it's not very much. They have among the best in the world in terms of raw earth. So we're going to be using that.
President Trump will bring peace to our country. I think he will be on this wall.
We've had very, very good talks.
President Zelensky just said that there will be no compromises with Vladimir Putin. I just wanted to ask both of you. Firstly, are there compromises that you think that President Zelensky is going to have to make? And President Zelensky, is there anything that you might be thinking that you may be able to offer or bring to the table, for example, elections? Thank you.
I think you're going to have to always make compromises. You can't do any deals without compromises. So certainly he's going to have to make some compromises, but hopefully they won't be as big as some people think you're going to have to make. That's all. That's all we can do. I'm here as an arbiter.
Real nigga network.
Parties that have been very hostile, to put it mildly, they've been very hostile. There's been a vicious war. There's been a vicious war. You know, it's a very level battlefield, and those bullets go out. And as I've said many times, we're talking about it with Pete, many times the only thing stopping those bullets is a human body. And in the case we're talking about, generally young human bodies are stopping a lot of bullets. It's dead level. That's why it's great farmland. It's great land. It's great farmland, but there's very little protection against the bullets that are being, and other things that are being shot. So all I can do is see if I can get everybody at the table and get an agreement. I think we're going to end up with an agreement. Otherwise, I wouldn't probably be even here today.
Mr. President, I got two questions for you. You think ultimately your legacy will be the peacemaker and not the president that led this country into another war and ended foreign wars? And I've got a question.
I hope it will. I mean, I hope I'm going to be remembered as a peacemaker. This would be a great thing if we could do this. I'm doing this to save lives more than anything else. Second is to save a lot of money, but I consider that to be far less important. So I hope I'm going to thank you, Brian, for that question. It was a nice question. I hope I'll be known and recognized as a peacemaker. This would be a great thing to solve. This is a very dangerous situation. You know, this could lead to a third world war. This was headed in the wrong direction. If this election were lost, if we didn't win this election, and by the way, we won it by a lot. That was a mandate. We won every swing state. We won the popular vote by millions and millions of votes. We won everything. The districts, if you look at the areas of red, take a look at a map. This was a big mandate. And this was one of the things I said, we're going to get this thing settled. If we didn't win, I think this could have very well ended up in a third world war. And that would not have been a good situation. What was your second question?
My second question for President Zelensky. Why don't you wear a suit? Why don't you wear a suit?
Yo. That's exactly what I just said, dog. That's exactly what I'm like, bro, how you come over here? Dog, if I go to the bank for a loan, I'm putting on at least a Ralph Lauren, dog. I'm putting on at least a polo golf, dog. Cardigan, collared shirt, hard bottoms. We coming to get loans, nigga. We coming to get money. I gotta look like I know what to do with the money. I'm not going in. I'm not going in looking like this, dog. H&M Flyers, thank you. The hell this dude got going on, man? Everybody else got to go to the White House dressed to the goddamn Sunday best. This goofy ass motherfucker Zelensky coming through with some old with his PJs on? With his PJs on? ask these questions. How are you this comfortable asking for billions of dollars looking like you just rolled out of bed, dog? Come on, dog. I ain't cutting you no check. I ain't cutting you no goddamn money. I ain't cutting you a slice of cheesecake, fuck nigga. Hell going on, man? Hell going on right, man? Come on, dog. America first, man.
You're the highest level in this country's office, and you refuse to wear a suit. Just want to see if you own a suit.
Yeah, problems.
A lot of Americans have problems with you not
Really?
respecting
I
the
don't have
dignity of this
such-
office.
I will wear a costume after this war will finish.
Okay.
Yes, maybe one,
Maybe something like
yours.
this.
Yes,
That'd be great.
maybe something better. I don't know. We will see. Maybe something cheaper. Than, yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, President Trump. You said yesterday that
Yeah. Whole ass nigga got, nigga, press him. We need to be, hey, don't be putting America with that bullshit on. You need to be putting that shit on. You trying to get see Trump getting his suit straight. You see, dude said something, Trump checking his suit. Trump said, this nigga ain't got no drip. Trump said, how am I gonna cut you a check? He ain't got no drip on, nigga. That's the American way. Let me show, that's the American way. How am I gonna cut you a check? You ain't even put that shit on. You pull up on me, it's Friday, and you ain't put no that shit on. You ask for a check, broke ass. Bro, come on, man. Trump, look at this nigga like this nigga ain't got no type of drip. I ain't cutting shit.
We're going to send more arms to Ukraine in peace. There's no peace.
Yeah, we're going to have arms to Ukraine. Yeah, sure. Hopefully, I won't have to send very much because hopefully we're going to have it finished. We're looking forward to finishing this quickly. We're not looking forward to sending a lot of arms. We're looking forward to getting the war finished so we can do other things. But we very much appreciate the agreement because we needed what they had. And we're treating, our country is now treated fairly. Biden didn't do that. He didn't know what the hell he was doing. This should have never happened. This should have never started. But, sure, the answer is yes. But hopefully we won't have to send much because I'm looking forward to getting it done quickly, very quickly.
does that mean provide security guarantees, Mr. President?
I don't want to talk about security yet because I want to get the deal done. You fall into the same trap like everybody else. A billion times you say it over and over. I want to get the deal done. Security is so easy. That's about 2% of the problem. I'm not worried about security. I'm worried about getting the deal done. The security is the easy part. Security is very nice. Everybody stopped shooting. And now with Europe put people there, I know France is going to. I know the UK is going to. I know.
I'm gonna pause. See, that's what I'm saying, bro. That's one thing when people talk. I'm like, bro, this ain't like we want to always talk. Race. It's like, bro, like we have American culture. Like you just said, Donald Trump from New York, dog. It don't matter what side of New York you from. New York got that shit on. New York is the definition of putting that shit on. So it's like, I mean, they got some niggas who can dress crazy, but even Trump, even it's like, bro, you cannot come here. You ain't got that shit on, dog. What's wrong with you? Yeah, 50 Billy with no lineup, egregious. Trump, like, man, come on.
Other countries are going to, and they happen to be right next door. We haven't committed, but we could conceivably, we have security in a different form. We'll have workers there digging, taking the raw earth so that we can create a lot of great product in this country. So in that sense, you have something, but we haven't determined that yet. I will say, in speaking to France and in speaking to, and they were here, as you know, last week and just the other day, they have committed to a lot of security. I don't think you're going to need much security. I think once this deal gets done, it's over. Russia's not going to want to go back, and nobody's going to want to go back. When this deal ends, I really believe this deal is going to be over. Please go ahead. Go ahead.
Mr. President, thank you. We had Macron and Keir Starmer at the White House this past week, both of whom praised your courage and conviction to lead the pathway towards peace.
Yes.
Part of that involved, though, re-engaging Russia in diplomatic relations, and the previous leaders lacked the conviction to do so. What gave
All right, so I just wanted to play a little bit of the beginning so you guys can see that, it was an interview. Not interview, it was a conversation, it was going okay at a certain point, and we're gonna fast forward. This is when shit started.
Great movies, great muscle cars, but also as a force for good. Do you, and now I'm talking with my friends in Poland, and they are worried that you align yourself too much with Putin. What's your message for them?
Well, if I didn't align myself with both of them, you'd never have a deal. You want me to say?
Mo Facts in the building. Hey, Mo Fact, listen, dog. Hey, man, it's one of them nights. Like I said, I don't know what you think, but this is one of the nights where I feel like, Trump really stood on business about the funding in Ukraine. But I'm gonna keep playing this because the question he just asked, I think Trump is answering these with very logical answers. As far as like the question that they just asked him was, we feel like you're too close to, Russian and Vladimir. And he like, nigga, if I wasn't cool with both parties, how would we get this squashed if it wasn't somebody in the middle that, can bring this thing to an end? You know what I'm saying? Hey, listen, we gotta be, because you can't be pulling up here asking for 50 Billy. You come here asking for 50 Billy, people dying, nigga. I'm putting on my best dress because whatever I got, how I'm present myself can vary well, either save lives or cost lives. You know what I'm saying? And Trump, hey, it's a new administration in. Hey, come on, dog.
Really terrible things about Putin and then say, hi, Vladimir, how are we doing on the deal? It doesn't work that way. I'm not aligned with Putin. I'm not aligned with anybody. I'm aligned with the United States of America and for the good of the world. I'm aligned with the world. And I want to get this thing over with. You see the hatred he's got for Putin. It's very tough for me to make a deal with that kind of hate. He's got tremendous hatred. And I understand that, but I can tell you the other side isn't exactly in love with, him either. So it's not a question of alignment. I'm aligned with the world. I want to get the thing set. I'm aligned with Europe. I want to see if we can get this thing done. You want me to be tough? I could be tougher than any human being you've ever seen. I'd be so tough, but you're never going to get a deal that way. So that's the way it goes. All right, one more question.
I want to respond to this. So look, for 4 years in the United States of America, we had a president who stood up at press conferences and talked tough about Vladimir Putin, and then Putin invaded Ukraine and destroyed a significant chunk of the country. The path to peace and the path to prosperity is maybe engaging in diplomacy. We tried the pathway of Joe Biden of thumping our chest and pretending that the president of the United States' words mattered more than the president of the United States' actions. What makes America a good country is America engaging in diplomacy. That's what President Trump is doing.
Can I ask you?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. So he occupied our big parts of Ukraine, parts of.
Now, see, this is the part, and this is what I liked about this interview, is because for the most part, JD Vance kind of sat back and let Trump do his thing. And it really started getting real at that part. He jumped in, JD Vance jumped in, was kind of like, hey, dog, I'm gonna get my shit off real quick. You know what I'm saying? I need to get some bars off on this whole ass nigga real quick, man. You know what I'm saying? And he said what he said, and Zelensky kind of, you throwing some bait out there, and now Zelensky kind of zeroing in on him, and now he's about to say something. This is where it sparks off, man. This is where it sparks off.
Of East and Crimea. So he occupied it on 2014. So during a lot of years, I'm not speaking about just Biden, but those time was Obama, then President Obama, then President Trump, then President Biden, now President Trump, and God bless, now President Trump will stop him. But during 2014, nobody stopped him. He just occupied and took. He killed people. You know what the contact
2015.
2014.
2014.
Yeah. So
I was not here.
Yeah, but
exactly right.
Yes, but during 2014 till 2022, the situation the same. The people have been dying on the contact line. Nobody stopped him. You know that we had conversations with him, a lot of conversations, my bilateral conversation, and we signed with him. Me, like a new president in 2019, I signed with him the deal. I signed with him, Macron and Merkel. We signed ceasefire. All of them told me that he will never go. We signed with him with gas contract. Yes, but after that, he broken the ceasefire. He killed our people, and he didn't exchange prisoners. We signed the exchange of prisoners, but he didn't do it. What kind of diplomacy, JD, you are speaking about? What do you mean?
I'm talking about the kind of diplomacy that's going to end the destruction of your country.
Yes, but if
Mr. President, with respect, I think it's disrespectful for you to come to the Oval Office and try to litigate this in front of the American media. Right now, you guys are going around and forcing conscripts to the front lines because you have manpower problems. You should be thanking the president for trying to bring it into this conflict.
Have you ever been to Ukraine that you say what problems we have?
I have been to. I've actually watched and seen the stories, and I know what happens is you bring them on a propaganda tour, Mr. President. Do you disagree that you've had problems bringing people into your military? And do you think that it's respectful to come to the Oval Office of the United States of America and attack the administration that is trying to prevent the destruction of your country?
A lot of questions. Let's start from the beginning. Sure. First of all, during the war, everybody has problems. Even you, but you have nice ocean and don't feel now, but you will feel it in the future. God bless.
You don't know that.
God bless.
You
God
don't
bless.
know.
You're not.
Pause. That's where shit went left. That's where this went left. Right there. That's where it went left. Because first of all, let's go through these comments real quick. So I want to stop it right there. Mofax said he don't trust JD Vance. I understand why you're saying that. I understand that it can also look and appear as if JD Vance is, standing with his big homie, and because I'm with my big homie, I'm gonna get my shots off because I'm rolling with the big homie right now. So if the big homie G checking and I'm rolling with the big homie nigga, I'm gonna start G checking you hoe ass niggas too, cause big bro in the room, you know what I'm saying? And he adjusted this JD, you know what I'm saying? And Shakiria, the mod, she said this should not even be a public conversation. I understand, and I do see it that way, because it's like when you go over strategies and peace policies and international affairs, this isn't a TV show. This isn't something that's supposed to be live entertainment. Like, lives are on the line, people are at stake. This is an international tragedy. of epic proportions of people taking over lands and territories, and it just being a threat to other civilizations. But what happened, what Zelensky just tried to say is to JD Vance and Trump is like, hey, it's easy for you guys to talk like this because you have two big ass oceans separating you from your enemies versus us. We got enemies like literally right next to us. The only thing that's separating us are imaginary lines that they're not even abiding by, which is a very valid critique. But when you walk in here with no goddamn suit on, when you walk in here dressed like you're going to sleep, ain't got no lineup, ain't even shave, you can't be talking crazy. You can't be talking slick. And the minute he said that, Carlton, hey, you took it at, hey, niggas took that as a threat. Niggas said, hey, hold on. That's like a nigga said, hey, yo, easy to talk. You know, y'all niggas over there, like, niggas ain't run down your block yet. Like, what you mean niggas ain't run down on my block? What you mean niggas ain't run down on my block? Niggas don't run down on my motherfucking block. What you mean? What you mean I'm safe now, nigga? What you mean? And this is where the turn up went down. You know, this was cinema. This was crazy. So we're gonna go ahead and put this back on a live camera. You know, yeah, Trump had to, you know what I'm saying? Trump the big homie, JD Vance a little homie, you know what I'm saying? You know, hey.
Don't tell us what we're going to feel. We're trying to solve a problem. Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Because you're in no position to dictate that.
Problems.
Nigga said, hold on.
Even you, but you have nice ocean and don't feel now, but you will feel it
You have nice ocean and don't feel now, but you'll feel it
in the future.
but you'll feel it in the future. He said you have nice ocean, so you don't feel now, but you'll feel it in the future. You have nice ocean, so you don't feel now, but you'll feel in the future. All right. Trump said, hold on, what's up?
You don't know that.
God bless.
You don't
God
know
bless.
that.
You're not at war.
Don't tell us what we're going to feel. We're trying to solve a problem. Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Because
I'm
you're in no
answering
position
all
to
these
dictate that.
That's exactly what
You're in no position to dictate what we're going to feel.
You
We're going to feel very
you will
good.
Feel influenced.
We're going to feel very
I'm
good and
telling
very
you,
strong.
You will feel influenced.
You're right now not in a very good position. You've allowed
From the
yourself
very-
to be in a
from
very
the very
bad position,
beginning
and he
of the
happens
war.
to be right about
From the
it.
very beginning of the war.
You're not in a good position. You don't have the cards right now. With us, you start having
not playing
cards.
cards.
Right now, you don't
Very
have to play
serious,
cards.
Mr. President.
You're
I said we're not playing cards. Look at Trump's face. Look at Trump's hand. This is like Shakiria is right. This shouldn't be in the public eye. This shouldn't be for public discussion right now. Why is the administration publicizing this in a way that seems performative? Like, what the fuck am I being distracted from? It's giving Real Housewives of NATO. Shakiria, I'm building this up. This is a slow roast because, and I'm going to throw it out there now because I feel like a lot of people before this is Real Housewives of NATO is crazy. Yeah. Because I know niggas about to explode. Everybody's going to go crazy. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just going to throw this out there. The reason why this happened today is because we were supposed to get some Epstein documents yesterday, and they pulled a huge publicity stunt by giving those files to a bunch of small hat influencers, and everything was pretty much marked off. And now everybody is looking at this administration like, where are the Epstein tapes? Where are the Epstein names? Didn't you sign the JFK documents earlier? Didn't Kash Patel say we're going to release all the files day 1? It's about day 5. You know? Zelensky definitely got him out of pocket. But Shakiria, listen, you know it's method to my madness a lot of time. I'm going to roll. I'm going to present something. I want to see everybody get hyped. I want to see everybody kind of, you know what I'm saying, gas, you know, get, you know, let's dive into what's actually going on in the moment. But don't forget, we asked for Kash Patel. We didn't get, we asked for CIA, Epstein docs, JFK docs, MLK docs. FBI not giving people, you can go in the building, get yourself, but you gonna give it to small hats to take pictures with. Well, everybody was mad yesterday. Everybody was crashing out on MAGA yesterday. but I don't want to go too far deep in the rabbit hole. We're just gonna let's just hype up this clubhouse fight in the White House that we seen today. Hey, listen, Big Trey. That's why Shy is a mod, because she see it. Shy see the forest over the trees, so she like, hey man, what's the bigger picture? I'm like, hey Shy, we both see it the same way. We gotta slowly roast this so we can really get a full grasp of what's going on. But watch Trump's hands. Watch Trump put his hands on Zelensky. This got tense.
You're gambling with the lives of millions of people. You're gambling with World War III. You're gambling with World War III. And what you're doing is very disrespectful to the country, this country. That's back to you. Far more than a lot of people said they should have.
Have you said thank you once?
A lot of times.
No, in this entire meeting, you said thank you. You went to Pennsylvania and campaigned for the.
Dog said, bro, this whole time you've been capping. Have you said thank you one time, bro? Like, damn, bro. You talking a lot. I ain't heard thank you this whole 40-minute conversation.
Far more than a lot of people said they should have.
Have you said thank you once? This
A lot
entire
of
meeting?
times.
No, in this
Even
entire
today.
meeting, you said thank
Even
you.
today.
You went to Pennsylvania and campaigned for the opposition in October. Offer some words of appreciation for the United States of America and the president who's trying to save your country.
Please, you think that if you will speak very loudly about the war,
He's not speaking loudly. He's not speaking loudly. Your country's in big trouble. Wait a minute. No, you've done a lot of talking. Your country is in big trouble.
I know.
You're not winning. You're not winning this. You have a damn good chance of coming out okay because of
Mr.
us.
President, we are staying in our country, staying strong from the very beginning of the war. We've been alone, and we are thankful. I said thanks
You haven't
in
been
this
alone.
cabinet.
You haven't been
Only
alone.
in this
We
cabinet.
gave you, through
I
this
said
stupid president, $350 billion.
You
We
voted
gave
for
you
your
military
president.
equipment,
You
and you
voted
men
for
are brave,
your
but they had to use our military
What about
equipment.
you?
If you didn't have
You
our
invited
military
me.
equipment,
You invited
Dog,
me.
if
you
you
see
didn't have
that?
our military equipment, this war would have been over.
You seen that? Dog, stop talking. So, hey, yeah. Trump put his hands on dog real quick. Hey, don't shove me, nigga. Hit that like button, man. This is a premium American news right here. Zelensky, hey, man, listen, dog. We gonna talk about this, man. We gonna talk about it. Hey, Big Mo says Zelensky stood on business. I don't think today was the day to stand on business, man. I ain't gonna go to the bank and stand on business if I'm looking for. I ain't gonna go begging for money, standing on business. You can't stand on business if you begging for money. I don't disagree with how he wasn't budging. I agree. I feel like Zelensky was not budging. He was not afraid of Donald Trump. He didn't let Donald Trump bully him. But I've seen a lot of brave people still get beat up and shot. You know, I seen niggas take 20 versus 1 and they got stomped out. We was like, hey man, that nigga was bold. He had a lot of heart. You know what I'm saying? Like, he had a lot of heart, but you know, they still shot the shit out that nigga. So, you know, RP to, you know, certain people. But that's all I'm saying. You know, I believe what you're saying. I think he stood on a certain level of business too, where he wasn't going to get punked on the world stage. But I also think that, you know, you showing up to the wrong hood talking tough. It don't matter how tough you talking, you might be in the wrong hood. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. You can't have your hand out and your chest out. That's the only way I'm seeing it. I just don't think it's smart to kind of, you know, Zelensky talking like he came in the room with the guarantees. That's what I'm saying. He came in like he got the check already, Mo. I'm trying to figure out what was the disconnect. I'm trying to figure out what the disconnect. His body language is still strong here. He don't seem intimidated. I agree, man. He don't seem like he, you know, is scared. But when Trump put his hands on him, dog got quiet. That's all I got. That's all hey, I'm just saying. You know, dog got real chill. Trump putting them hands on him. Hold on.
We gave you, through this stupid president, $350 billion. We gave you military equipment, and you men are brave, but they had to use our military. If you didn't have our military equipment, this war would have been over in 2 weeks.
In 3 days, I heard it from Putin. In 3 days, this is something
Maybe
new.
less.
In 2 weeks, of course, yes.
It's going to be a very hard thing to do business like this.
Just say thank you.
I said a lot of times to American people.
Except that there are disagreements, and let's go litigate those disagreements rather than trying to fight it out in the American media when you're wrong. We know that you're wrong.
But you see, I think it's good for the American people to see what's going on. I think it's very important. That's why I kept this going so long. You have to be thankful. You don't have the cards. You're buried there. Your people are dying. You're running low on soldiers. Listen, you're running low on soldiers. It would be a damn good thing. And then you tell us, I don't want a ceasefire. I don't want a ceasefire. I want to go, and I want this. Look, if you could get a ceasefire right now, I tell you, you take it so the bullets stop flying and your men stop getting killed.
Of course, we want to stop the war.
But you're saying you don't want a ceasefire.
But I said to you,
I want a ceasefire because you get a ceasefire faster than an agreement.
Ask our people about ceasefire, what they think.
That wasn't with me. That wasn't with me. That was with a guy named Biden who was not as smart.
I'm pausing this right now because what Trump is kind of saying right now is like, dog, And Zelensky's face Zelensky looks like a child who just got told, no, I'm not giving you any more money. You don't even have any money to continue the endeavors that you're on right now. And you're talking to me like I owe you something. And everything you talking about, a guarantee and this and that, was with them last whole ass niggas that I just packed out in November. That was just signing thing on Percocets, signing blank checks every time you came up here and asked, while niggas is out here starving over inflation. No, you gonna sit your bitch ass down. You cannot demand anything when you don't have anything to get. What are you coming to bargain with? We can care less if Russia turns Ukraine into a parking lot. What that got to do over here in America? That's what people don't understand. We're so used to America saving the day, we don't realize none of this has nothing to do with us. Zelensky has no cards to play, but wants to play ultimatums with the U.S. Who wants out of this? That's all I'm saying. Like, dog, I'm not saying you can't defend yourself, but I don't go to the bank demanding the way he's like, bro, you're not supposed to go you can't demand a favor. That's my bottom line. That's my principle. I don't care how you feel about Trump. I don't care about how you feel about Zelensky. When I just take these people in the politics off of the situation, you can't demand for a favor. That is my bottom line. You cannot demand for a favor. So I bet Z get more Billies. Mo, I think you're right. I think after all this, a check might get cut this weekend. But one thing that I'm trying to see is what you just said. Now, this was a great for theater. This is great for the MAGA side. But if a check gets cut to Ukraine, what was all this about? So I agree. We don't see, we don't know. I'm going to continue to play.
Smart person.
This
That
is
was
your-
with
this is your
Obama.
president. It was your president.
Excuse me. That was with Obama, who gave you sheets, and I gave you javelins.
Yes.
I gave you the javelins to take out all those tanks. Obama gave you sheets. In fact, the statement is Obama gave sheets and Trump gave javelins. You got to be more thankful, because let me tell you, you don't have the cards. With us, you have the cards, but without us, you don't have any cards.
One more question to the Vice President. Sorry.
It's going to be a tough deal to make, because the attitudes have to change.
What if Russia breaks ceasefire? What if Russia breaks peace talks? What do you do then? I understand that it's a heated conversation right now.
What are you saying?
What
She's
if
asking, what if Russia breaks the ceasefire?
Well, what if anything? What if the bomb drops on your head right now?
But they have
Okay,
broken
what if they
ceasefire.
broke it? I don't know. They broke it with Biden because Biden, they didn't respect him. They didn't respect Obama. They respect me.
But
Let me tell you, Putin went through a hell of a lot with me. He went through a phony witch hunt where they used him and Russia. You ever hear of that deal? That was a phony Hunter Biden, Joe Biden scam. Hillary Clinton, Shifty Adam Schiff. It was a Democrat scam. And he had to go through that. And he did go through it. We didn't end up in a war. And he went through it. He was accused of all that stuff. He had nothing to do with it. It came out of Hunter Biden's bathroom. It came out of Hunter Biden's bedroom. It was disgusting. And then they said, oh, the laptop from hell was made by Russia. The 51 agents. The whole thing was a scam. And he had to put up with that. He was being accused of all that stuff. All I can say is this. He might have broken deals with Obama and Bush, and he might have broken them with Biden. He did, maybe. Maybe he didn't. I don't know what happened. But he didn't break them with me. He wants to make a deal. I don't know if he can make a deal. The problem is I've empowered you to be a tough guy. And I don't think you'd be a tough guy without the United States. And your people are very brave. But you're either going to make a deal or we're out. And if we're out, you'll fight it out. I don't think it's going to be pretty, but you'll fight it out. But you don't have the cards. But once we sign that deal, you're in a much better position. But you're not acting at all thankful. And that's not a nice thing. I'll be honest, that's not a nice thing. All right, I think we've seen it enough. What do you think? Huh? This is going to be great television, I will say that. All right, we'll see what we can do about putting it together. Thanks.
Yeah, man. So I think that, Trump was right. This was great. We're all going to eat off this moment. But I agree with Shy Kyria, where I don't think this was something that should be broadcasted amongst the public. But I do think we have a new regime that is appearing to position themselves to be looked at as more transparent than other presidential regimes. And regardless if they're genuine or not, it's early enough to make things look one way before you have to produce the results of what you're saying. And I just think that, like I said, I'm not saying that Trump won't cut a check or anything. I just think that right now it's still early enough to keep running on the fluff and the optimism of what people think might or might not happen. That's at least 4 years, no fighting, 4 years of trades with the U.S. burnt out because he'd rather have it Z's way or no way. Yeah, my bottom line too is like, what does Ukraine and Russia have to do with American politics? You know, this shit is crazy, dog. Yeah, I'm telling you, for a lot of you guys, for a lot of people, if you know, just get off work, just getting home, and this first time seeing this, happy I'm the one that can kind of capsulize this in a sufficient way, in a, you know, compact way for you guys to, you know, consume what's going on. He gotta look like he knows he fucked up. Yeah, Zelensky kind of did fuck up. Like, dude, you gotta chill with all that. Trump can't get out. I don't know if he can. I'm not well informed enough on Trump's Ukrainian ties that would keep him to keep funding the war, or at least giving money to Ukraine. So if anybody, you know, has anything to say about that, feel free. Like I said before, man, I see what's going on. I think this was a win for people optically. This was an optic win for people who we're tired of, and I'll drop the link in the live chat if anybody wants to call in. There goes the link right there in the live chat for anyone who wants to tap in. But I think this was a win for people who were just tired of money getting sent to Ukraine. But if money still gets sent, then what was this? It's just a PR stunt. We'll see. It's just kind of crazy, you know what I'm saying? And I just feel like this was the big distraction from the Epstein files, to be honest. This was a huge distraction from the Epstein files. And what I'm going to do now is bring up the Epstein files because be honest, man, this was like the biggest disappointment just in the whole thing, in the whole situation. This was literally, I think, more important to some people than how can I say this? This was more important. I think Epstein files for a lot of people was more important than the Zelensky thing, only because we want to know if our government, and what we got pretty much, like I said, you handed it over to a bunch of small hats. And then after you hand it to a bunch of small hats, you pretty much blacked out every meaningful thing that can connect things to certain people. They have a list. I don't know if it's an official list. We go through the list. At this moment, U.S. has no obligation to continue funding Ukraine war. The U.S. wants out, and there's a ceasefire deal here. Putin agrees, Zelensky didn't. Hey, man, you know, I just don't know. I just don't know. Yeah, so this is what we're going to see the Epstein files when is pretty much, look at this. Look at this.
If I can get it like more visible. I need to ask the comments if they can read this or not. I can't tell if it's blurry on the screen.
They can all screenshot it.
Yeah. It's new, unreleased before today. We also were given a copy of this letter that was going out today, indicating there's additional documents that they were just made aware of that they are working to locate and then release as well. So feel free to screenshot any of these. It looks like the addresses and phone numbers of all of these individuals have been redacted, but the names are all there. So I'm just going to go through here and just slowly flip the pages. I figured this would be much faster than taking photos and uploading them. Like you can see the amount of pages here, it's a lot, it's hundreds of pages. They indicated to us that all of this is going to be put onto an online searchable database. It sounded like today. So there's been a lot of people like very impatient. Just know that this is happening. So please have some patience as they get that up and searchable. It'll probably be much easier to look through that than this stream. But a lot of people were asking for a stream, so I finally got to a place where I could do it. So feel free to screenshot as I go through them.
So pretty much I'm showing you, and the reason why we're not even gonna sit through all this.
As I'll be sure to point that out.
Look what they.
We did not go through this. I went straight to my hotel. Then
like every page is like this.
This one's interesting because that's redacted with no name next to it.
Like nothing. Like, I don't care what you're talking about. This is the issue that we have when the FBI and they're like, oh, we're going to release documents, put me in a place, we're going to drop this and that. And then you look, is what is that? There's nothing to read. There's nothing to see there. We're going to go to Law and Crime, see how they broke it down, but it's a bunch of nothing. And I think that Zelensky stunt was more about, if I can be honest, this Zelensky stunt was so much more about like Trump and these guys diverting the energy that we were not going to release the footage, or not going to release the Epstein stuff. We're not going to really give you guys who was behind Epstein and if this was a blackmailing plot. We're not going to even talk about that stuff, guys. We're not going to do that. We're going to go straight to just blanked out bullshit. And instead of everybody getting mad today and this weekend about uncovering this Epstein stuff, the biggest distraction that we all got was him cussing out Zelensky, only to what Mo Fact said, probably still send him some money on the back end. But everybody around MAGA and all these right-wing people are celebrating a symbolic victory. Like, yo, like, I'll be honest, white people, you got to look for symbolic victories like black people look for symbolic victories in negative ways. When I say negative ways, we're supposed to be getting something tangible and they give us something symbolic to pacify us. As Americans, we should be alert and we should be aware of that and be like, listen, dog, as entertaining as this Zelensky thing was, why did this happen the day after you guys disappointed us with the lack of Epstein files? Because to me, that's all that Zelensky thing was to distract us from the fact that Kash Patel sat up on these podcasts talking about, oh, yeah, the Kennedy assassination stuff is so much stuff in there. Oh, yeah, the Epstein files. Oh, we're going to get day one. Day one. It's up on day one. It's up on day one. All right, dog.
Of Justice, and we have just quickly reviewed them. We're going to let you know what is revealed, what isn't, where this can go from here. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. What a day. What a day. As you can tell, this is kind of an emergency sidebar. I'm not on set.
Fair use.
For the release of these Jeffrey Epstein files, and they are out here. Now, to be clear, this is potentially only a fraction of what could come out. And we're going to go over this for you so you don't have to do it yourself. And a little fair warning here, It doesn't appear from our initial review that there's anything, bombshell or revolutionary, or here's the Epstein list of everybody who was involved in this potential wrongdoing. I want to be clear about that. But there's a reason for that, because it was expected, after litigation and FOIA requests and the trial of Ghislaine Maxwell, Jeffrey Epstein's accomplice, who was convicted of federal sex crimes charges and was sentenced to 20 years in prison, a lot of this material has already come out. Flight logs, manifests, address book. However, it is fascinating to see what was released here. And of course, Jeffrey Epstein was the disgraced financier, convicted sex offender who ended up dying in prison while awaiting trial on federal sex trafficking charges. But the first thing we got to talk about is the statement that was released by the Department of Justice when they released all these files. And it reads, today, Attorney General Pamela Bondi, in conjunction with the Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI, declassified and publicly released files related to convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein and his sexual exploitation of over 250 underage girls at his homes in New York and Florida, among other locations. The first phase of declassified files largely contains documents that have been previously leaked but never released in a formal capacity by the U.S. government. Quote, this Department of Justice is following through on President Trump's commitment to transparency and lifting the veil on the disgusting actions of Jeffrey Epstein and his co-conspirators, said Attorney General Pamela Bondi. The first phase of files released today sheds light on Epstein's extensive network and begins to provide the public with long overdue accountability. The FBI is entering a new era, one that will be defined by integrity, accountability, and the unwavering pursuit of justice. This is from FBI Director Kash Patel, the new FBI Director. There will be no cover-ups, no missing documents, and no stone left unturned, and anyone from the prior or current bureau who undermines this will be swiftly pursued. If there are gaps, we will find them. If records have been hidden, we will uncover them, and we will bring everything we find to the DOJ to be fully assessed and transparently disseminated to the American people as it should be. The oath we take is to the Constitution, and under my leadership, the promise will be upheld without compromise. It goes on to say, Attorney General Bondi requested the full and complete files related to Jeffrey Epstein. In response, the department received approximately 200 pages of documents. However, the Attorney General was later informed of thousands of pages of documents related to the investigation and indictment of Epstein that were not previously disclosed.
Just wants to hear that. He gave us a full speech about everything. And then, come on, guys.
The Attorney General has requested the FBI deliver the remaining documents to the department by 8 a.m. on February 28th and has tasked FBI Director Kash Patel with investigating why the request for all documents was not followed. The department remains committed to transparency and intends to release the remaining documents upon review and redaction to protect the identities of Epstein's victims. And by the way, in a separate letter from Pamela Bondi to Kash Patel, she said she expects a report from him in basically 2 weeks about why the files weren't turned over. Hey, by the way, we really, really appreciate you guys coming to us for this episode of Sidebars. We break down, this new development.
And while I'm breaking this down, I'm gonna put this guy on too, because let me know if you guys can hear this. Let me share the screen, share this tab instead. Salute to Ian Carroll. I don't even know who he's like. I don't subscribe to these guys, so if you see some right wing people on the screen, it's not like I subscribe to these people or left wing. These are just people who are covering it that I feel like are saying certain things I feel like are pinpoint with accuracy. So if you guys can hear this, put a one chat. If you can't, please let me know immediately.
Yeah, giving out the binders to a bunch of influencers it's still not a great look. And I would have loved for those influencers walking out of that building to be people like Whitney Webb and Ryan Dawson, like people that have covered the story. Certainly a few of them have, like, I know House and Habit got a binder. Shout out to her. She has done some incredible reporting on Ghislaine Maxwell. I wasn't familiar with it, but I was told that Cernovich had something to do with the original Epstein arrest. So some of them have a little bit to do with it, but like some of these people, like one of them's like a Miss Universe judge or something.
Oh, there was a female sports caster.
Yeah, exactly. Like people that
she's got nice blonde hair though.
Yeah, she's pretty, but like other
early
than
life
that, like certainly early life indication in her own bio. So it just kind of, it's like, why are they being given a binder that is irrelevant? That's almost like it'd be better not to give out any binders than to give them to people that are not informed, that don't understand the story, let alone like overt Zionists. But beyond the binder scandal, then it comes out that like what's actually in the binders is even less informative than what is already online. Like I've seen photos of redacted flight logs or like redacted black book pages when we have the whole thing unredacted on archive.org already. So
which it really looks like where they pulled this list from. It looks like they
really
printed it from the archive.
Yeah. And I think she has the right stance that if you are pro-Israel, you don't want this muddying up your house. You want to expose this as quickly as possible, denounce it, and clear out any corruption and riffraff that is lingering in your house. Like you don't want to protect who's behind you doing corrupt shit in your own house. You want to turn around and clean your house out so that your house is tidy as a member of the world stage, right?
Well, and by the way, too, because I think it's worth mentioning, because this is happening. It's just, there's no denying it's happening.
Yeah.
Whenever, the more this gets covered up, the more the anti-Israel voices are going to be screaming, it's Mossad, Israel's behind everything.
Yeah.
So you have to be aware of that. I mean, whether you believe it or not, that is a phenomenon that's going to get louder and louder and louder.
And this picture right here, share this tab instead. In this video right here is what I'm talking about. People like coming out for the, getting the files and coming out for a viral moment. Like this is all we got. Unserious. And my point in showing this to you guys is to show you that these people are just as unserious as the last cabinet of people in the last party. Like these people are extremely unserious. Just like the last video of the guy that I played, he was basically saying like, dog, we got more information online already than the things that you supposedly hand over in these Epstein docs where everything's blacked out. This isn't some type of win. This was just letting us know that you guys are going to keep hiding whatever you're hiding. And like, where's the explosion? Where's the draining the swamp, the exposing the corruption? Like we're protecting one foreign entity. And then the next day we're going to shit on the other. And we're going to act like everybody's just hiding the elephant in the room that if we really try to talk about it,
I might get shadow banned. And I just feel like I'm not going to be a martyr. I'm not going to Alex Jones it up in here. But I just feel like we clearly do have an issue, and we clearly do have a problem with the consistency level of what's going on. 1 minute we're telling Ukraine, F off, and the next minute we're hiding the Epstein
case. And for that, I gotta thank our sponsor. Be a miscommunication or maybe even a deliberate attempt to not turn over the materials, but I encourage everybody to check out that other episode where I interviewed former FBI agent Colin Schmidt. You can hear his take on this, but we will see what comes of that in the meantime. And we'll see what happens tomorrow, maybe in 2 weeks with the report. But now we want to get into the documents. Okay, so first up, the flight log released as part of phase 1 has a note at the top. And it says it was a government exhibit publicly released in U.S. v. Maxwell, Ghislaine Maxwell's criminal case. And to kind of give you an idea of just how much time Epstein and others spent on his jet, it's been referred to as the Lolita Express, the flight log is 118 pages long and only covers April 1991 to January 2006. Now, a lot of this information, as I mentioned, we've heard before, but I want to give you a few of the highlights here. So parts of this flight log are very, very difficult to read. So whether through the handwriting or the age of the photocopies, but at times, whoever's filling out the sheet also uses initials or just writes down 1 male or 2 female. So it's kind of difficult to know at times who was on the plane. Now, sometimes the description on the flight log included notes. For example, in June 1991, an entry appears to say, Herb, show plane to Reba McEntire plus husband. Okay, so that's a big name right there. You got another entry from January the next year that indicated that Epstein and Maxwell flew into Burbank to attend the Academy Awards. But look, it's safe to say that a lot of people flew on the so-called Lolita Express. The two on it the most were Jeffrey Epstein, of course, and Ghislaine Maxwell. But there were other famous names as well. President Donald Trump's name appears several times in the early 90s. A May 1994 log entry says Jeffrey flew with Trump, Trump's then wife Marla Maples, their daughter Tiffany, and Tiffany's nanny. Another time in 1995, Eric Trump was listed as a passenger. Prince Andrew's name appears in an entry from February 1999. Prince has previously gotten in a lot of hot water over his connection, his friendship with Jeffrey Epstein, which continued even after Epstein was convicted of sex crimes. That always seemed to be the allegation. Former President Bill Clinton also makes several appearances in the early 2000s on the flight log. He flew multiple times in 2002, accompanied by multiple Secret Service agents each time. You have an entry from August 2002 that lists Virginia Roberts, now called Virginia Giuffre, a victim of Epstein and Maxwell, who pushed forward with a lawsuit against the apparent madam, leading to, by the way, all these documents, or a lot of these documents, being released during Maxwell's eventual criminal trial. But another exhibit included in phase 1 of the document release may not look like much at first glance. It's fully redacted, but this list is entitled Masseuses. And with a note saying redacted to protect potential victim information, it has 254 line items. So while it's unclear whether any of the names might be repeated, it is a staggering number of women and girls who may have been subjected to sexual assault, because we all remember what the allegations were, that Jeffrey Epstein, through Ghislaine Maxwell, would bring young women over, young girls over, and under the guise of massage, would sexually assault them and abuse them. Next up, we got to talk about the contact book. So at the top of this 95-page document, it says redactions for personal contact information. And let me tell you, there are a lot of redactions in this, okay? It is basically a bunch of names with their personal information either blacked out or redacted, maybe their phone numbers or addresses. I'm assuming that's what it is, but some boxes are bigger than others, so maybe there was more information about certain people rather than others. However, there are a list of names that are quite notable on this list, okay? Now, before I read up a bunch of them, remember, just because they are presumably in Jeffrey Epstein's contact book doesn't mean they're complicit in any of his alleged wrongdoing. Epstein was a very well-known and well-connected financier who knew a lot of people. Got to make that clear, okay? So even though I'm about to list a lot of people, this is not the Epstein list of everybody who was involved in alleged wrongdoing or illegal activity, okay? Now, to give you a sense of who he seemingly knew, here we go. Alec Baldwin, Ralph Fiennes, Michael Jackson, Dr. Henry A. Kissinger, Mick Jagger, David Koch, Chris Tucker, Richard Branson, Barbara Walters, Mike Wallace, Steve Wynn, Alan Dershowitz, Donald Trump, Ivanka Trump, Ivana Trump, Les Wexner, Courtney Love, Rupert Murdoch, Duchess of York, Joan Rivers, Christy Turlington, Maria Shriver, Ron Silver, Janice Dickinson, Minnie Driver, David Blaine, Phil Collins, George Hamilton, Liz Hurley, Ted Kennedy Jr., Doug Lyman, Ron Burkle, Christopher Lambert, and Ghislaine Maxwell. Now, aside from these apparent actors and musicians and magicians and journalists and politicians and wealthy individuals and business leaders, there are also a plethora of other names, but you kind of get a sense of some of the more well-known people that he apparently had their contact information. And there are also contacts for properties like various Ritz-Carltons, the Aspen Club, Bel Air Hotel, Beverly Wilshire, Cipriani, the Plaza, the Pierre. I mean, we're talking luxury places here. And the last page of this document is titled Important Email Addresses. Now, I'm not sure if this was actually crafted by a prosecutor in this case or Jeffrey Epstein or somebody connected to him, but it is interesting because one is for Jeffrey Epstein and everything next to it is redacted. But in parentheses, it appears there are initials for locations like PB, seemingly for Palm Beach, NY for New York, and so forth. Ghislaine Maxwell is listed there too. There's also one for venture capitalist Joe Pagano, Ehud Barak, former Prime Minister of Israel, Jean-Luc Brunel, talk about him in a second, David Copperfield. And then this one's interesting. Next to Christopher, it seems to say French driver. It says next to this person, important witness. Again, we don't know who wrote that, but important. Now, what is interesting about some of these names, and to kind of give you some more context, is last year when a judge released Jeffrey Epstein materials, more specifically grand jury materials, pursuant to a bill signed by Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, these materials centered around when the Palm Beach Police Department opened up an investigation into Jeffrey Epstein back in 2005 and what was presented to a grand jury in 2006. So that was when the parents of a 14-year-old girl came forward accusing Jeffrey Epstein of paying her to give him a massage. The police apparently found out that Epstein had allegedly set up a system to recruit girls to provide him massages, to sometimes engage in sexual activity. The case was brought to the state attorney's office. A grand jury was impaneled where the jurors heard all sorts of testimony from detectives, two of the alleged victims. And that grand jury ended up indicting Epstein in 2006 on felony solicitation of a prostitute. And that was it. You know, there have been long-standing arguments about this. Why didn't prosecutors pursue more aggressive charges? Why was this the only one? And of course, we know what happened, right? The Palm Beach Police Department chief and lead detective, they were partially troubled. They were particularly troubled, I should say, by this prosecution. So they referred the matter to the FBI, who then brought it to the assistant U.S. attorney. So now we're talking about the feds. But in the end, in 2008, Epstein and prosecutors, they worked out a deal where he pled guilty to state charges of solicitation of prostitution and procurement of minors. He was sentenced to just 18 months in prison, only serves 13, and spends most of the time in a work release program. He can leave jail to work at his office and then go back to jail at night, and he avoids federal charges. He had to register as a sex offender too. But this is the whole sweetheart deal that you hear a lot about in this case. And the argument is if he were hit with more severe charges back in the day, he could have been stopped from, as the allegations have explained, continuing to hurt people. Now, I say all that because we learned more information about some of the names I just mentioned in that contact book. For example, magician David Copperfield. So apparently victims who have filed lawsuits against Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell, they named David Copperfield as being present at get-togethers at Jeffrey Epstein's residences. And Copperfield also allegedly asked one of the alleged victims if she knew about getting money for bringing Epstein new girls. A very interesting comment that he reportedly made. And he also allegedly performed magic for Epstein's guests. There was a message where the note taker wrote, "Magic David called." There were others with more direct connections to Epstein's supposed worldwide sex trafficking ring. Also, they show up multiple times in Epstein's call logs from that release. But somebody I just mentioned before in his contact book, French model scout Jean-Luc Brunel. He was accused of acting as a pimp for Jeffrey Epstein, procuring young girls for him to sexually assault. In a phone message, Brunel apparently said, "I need a big favor. I hope you will do it." Now, Brunel was kicked out of a modeling agency in 1999 and followed a report of a decades-long abuse against young women and girls. And Epstein and Brunel, they started a new agency. When Epstein died in 2019, by the way, French authorities, they opened up an investigation against Brunel. He tried to flee to Senegal. He was arrested at the airport. He, too, was found dead at a prison in Paris on February 19th, 2022, as he was being investigated for rape and trafficking of minors. But, you know, knowing that, he had messages in that Florida release that, when you look back, it seemed much more sinister. For example, there was a note that read, "He just did a good one, 18 years. She spoke to me and said, 'I love Jeffrey.'" Again, just talking about Brunel because, as I mentioned, he was in the contact book. Also talking about who was in the contact book, Alan Dershowitz. He was the lawyer who helped Epstein secure that sweetheart deal. I mentioned Lex Wexner, the longtime friend and fellow millionaire, the owner of Victoria's Secret. Now, he has been called out in recent years for his connection to Jeffrey Epstein, who apparently he gave control of basically a lot of his fortune, a lot of his money. And Wexner has said that he knew nothing of Epstein's alleged indiscretions and says that he himself was taken advantage of by the financier. So, putting that all to the side, moving back on to today's materials release, there's another file that we got to talk about. It is called Evidence Collected. Now, I will assume.
Now, I'm going to jump in here because, you know, just break up the monotony a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Break up this guy's talking. And the main reason why I'm spending so much time on this today is because I didn't go live yesterday. So if anybody went live yesterday and spoke on this and speak about what Trump did today with Zelensky, feel free. But I was not going to come on live gassing up what Trump and JD Vance did to Zelensky and let that distract me from the unsatisfactory revelations or lack thereof that we got with this Epstein Epstein FBI case. So I'm going to go back and play them, but
that this is evidence that was collected from one or more of Epstein's properties. And I say assume, but according to the New York Times, this is a list of the items that were seized by the feds when they searched Epstein's homes in New York and the U.S. Virgin Islands after he was arrested in 2019. And when you think about prosecutors in the Southern District of New York building a sex trafficking case against him for allegedly sexually exploiting and abusing dozens of minor girls in Manhattan, Palm Beach, Florida, and other locations, I mean, look at what they could potentially use at a trial. Look at what they potentially found, okay? CD labeled Girl Pics Nude Book 4, 4 massage tables, 1 red rope containing letter, photo album of girls, photo of islands, heat sealed bag full of cash labeled SK with 17K plus, heat sealed bag containing on small white envelope with writing 2000 SK with $4,400, Austrian passport with Epstein photograph, lots of electronics like computers, iPads, recorders, hard drives, you can easily say dozens of electronics, binder full of 68 discs, don't know what's on those, box containing 1 stuffed dog, box containing 2 white and colored busts of female torsos, box containing one brown bust sculpture of female breasts, bundled photos and CDs from Women Old Photos box, interesting, 1 red rope containing 2 photos of female buttocks, 5 costumes and 1 wig, 4 fried photos of naked females, 1 set of collar, handcuffs, and whip, because basically reading what it says here. So look, that is kind of a summary of what was released in this potential first batch. We're going to see what happens next. We'll see what Kash Patel may potentially uncover regarding other material that allegedly wasn't handed over to Pam Bondi. And I will say, look, this doesn't help the FBI's role in all of this. I mean, I spoke to Colin Schmidt, and when I did, we talked about this, but my understanding was that during Ghislaine Maxwell's trial, it was revealed that FBI agents, that they raided Epstein's townhouse in New York, and evidence went missing. There were CDs, hard drives, money, jewelry, passports that the agents photographed, and then they didn't have the legal authority to seize it at that point. They ended up coming back to obtain it, and when they did, a few days later, it was apparently all gone. Last year, 8 alleged victims of Jeffrey Epstein sued the FBI over what they claim was a failure on their part to do a proper investigation into Epstein back in the 90s. So it's an important time for the FBI with essentially the country watching. And you have to imagine there's more information rather than just 200 pages. Look, I'll give you an example. Back in 2019, the FBI seized computers from his home in the Virgin Islands. What is all that digital evidence? So we'll keep an eye out. Look, I will say this in the end. No matter what comes out, I can't definitively say that there's going to be some sort of repercussions for this or criminal charges, aside from the statute of limitations issues that you might run into. You wonder what federal charges could be. Obviously, you think about this with what we've seen in these kinds of cases, conspiracy, sex trafficking, transporting minors or enticing minors for the purposes of illegal sex acts. These are things you could look out for, but I can't definitively say, based on anything that comes out, that anyone would be criminally charged. But in the interest of transparency and getting more information, definitely useful, definitely interesting. We will.
Yeah. And just to wrap up this topic, I want to say for everybody who's been kicking Hope's back in and Beyonce, I know this thing only go back 06, but I just wanted to state that Jay-Z is not on the log. It's crazy we got to say things like that. But for some reason, it seems like they're trying to make Jay-Z the face of stuff like this. So I just wanted to say off the rip, Jay-Z's not on the list, but we're going to go down some of these names, see if you recognize anything on this list. Got Ghislaine Maxwell, Prince Andrew, just throwing out names I recognize. Naomi Campbell, but we already heard about her. Bill Clinton, former president. David Copperfield, magician. Cameron Diaz, Leo DiCaprio, A-list actors. Small hat right here. Keep going down. Looks like the main man himself. Looks like 2 sisters right here. Still going down. Look like 2 spouses right here. Keep going down. Al Gore, former vice president and former presidential nominee, Al Gore. Keep going. Stephen Hawking is like, how did Stephen Hawking get there, bro? Ain't he in a chair? Crazy. Michael Jackson. What was Mike doing over there? What Mike and Epstein had going on, man? You know what I'm saying? We can't just because that's my guy, but I want to know. George Lucas is the Star Wars. What's going on? And with the Star Wars, we're gonna keep going. Joe Pagano. I think that might be an actor. I think that's an actor. Yeah, but as you can see these names, with Richardson, Scott Roberts, you know what I'm saying? We just go Kevin Spacey. We already know he's a creep. You're gonna keep going down. Donald Trump is on there. We're gonna keep going down. And these are pretty much all the names on that Epstein list. Like I said, I just want to go ahead and run through that. And so you guys can hear me. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Yeah, I just want to run through most of those names right here if you've seen them. And that's going to wrap up the Epstein files for me. Like I said before, man, I just feel like these guys, I just really do feel like this Epstein thing was a disappointment and it was underwhelming. And everything went on today was just cover up for what happened yesterday. I got another question, right? I got another question. What's going on with your boy, Vivek Ramaswamy, right? I don't know who is a Vivek Ramaswamy fan in here. If you guys can hear me, I think you guys can hear me. If you couldn't, you guys would say something. Okay, so we got this guy, Vivek Ramaswamy, right? And I know it's like, oh man, we're doing a lot of politics today. Yeah, man. We got other bullshit to talk about, but we gotta get to some of the serious stuff first. We got Ramaswamy that wants to basically he wants to see if you test well enough, you can be an American. I'm gonna just play this audio real quick of him.
Be proud of our country and our state rather than ashamed of it. They deserve it. That means getting rid of the woke indoctrination and the victimhood psychology with actual U.S. history and actual civics lessons that teach them to be proud, teach them what it means to be an American. Say the Pledge of Allegiance in every school in the state with a moment of silence every morning. That's what's going to happen in the public schools on my watch. And every high school senior who graduates from an Ohio high school on my watch will have to pass the same civics test that every legal immigrant has to pass in order to become a naturalized citizen of this country. You got to know something about the country in order to respect the country and love the country. And that's the job of K through 12 education. After we light that fire under the feet of our public schools, that lays the foundation for then taking higher education to the next level.
I got a question. Now, when I seen this clip, my main point when I seen this clip and what he said was that why should American-born students have to take the same test that certain immigrants take? You know what I'm saying? Like, why? I just don't see what focus that has on it. On top of the fact, I just feel like Vivek doesn't get that being an American is more than getting good test scores. I feel like a lot of cultures come over here and think that being the smartest person somehow like gets you some type of like citizenship or credentials. And I understand why certain cultures outside US emphasize education so much. And I understand that, but certain things like your nationality and your knowledge of your nationality, which I also feel is important, I just feel like it's a better way to, I guess, indoctrinate patriotism into American children than making them take the same civics test that he had to take. And I just feel like sometimes it's a disconnect with foreigners or first, second generation born people that just think you can test your way into society. You can't. And this picture here is an example of when he said something yesterday and he did another interview and his feet are going more viral than anything he has been saying, because one thing he doesn't understand that he should have when he made comments about white people's IQ is that American racism is still alive and in full effect. And no matter what you think is being celebrated, just how Zelensky can't come into the White House wearing his PJs looking like he's about to go to bed, Vivek, you cannot be conducting an interview with no shoes on. I don't have an issue so much with it. I just know you rocking around with no shoes on makes yourself an easy target. I'm not going to go read any of the comments or anything, because if you know, like I know, the comments really cooked that man. But my main point is just I want to bring it up, Ramaswamy, that you can't test your way into American acceptance, man. And speaking of American acceptance, let's talk about Al Sharpton's 24-hour boycott plan. I want y'all to know I went to Target today. I actually got me a few things from Target. I actually got me some groceries. I got me some more hangers from Target and some more coffee creamer. Because unless y'all trying to boycott the hair store, the store, you know, the corner store, the bodega where we go get our blunts, we gonna boycott the Chinese restaurant, the takeouties. We gonna if we're not gonna boycott things that are in your neighborhood, and it's not just, you know, if you're not gonna boycott people that have infiltrated your neighborhoods and sell you dependable goods that should be sold by your own, don't tell me you're gonna try to boycott Target or some of these big establishments for one goddamn day. Like, this is counter. That's why I don't be going around with a lot of these fake ass protests and shit. A lot of these needs to be armchair protesting. So apparently, this is the plan. Let me see if this is on the main screen real quick. Okay, let me put this Al Sharpton goddamn plan on the screen for you guys, because to me, it's not that I have a problem with boycotting. I just have a problem with fake boycotts. I have a problem with people like Al Sharpton grifting and just taking advantage. And we're just going to go over some of these things that he put on here. So right now, like I said, we're just talking about this boycott that was supposed to happen today. Let's make this. Let's read this out. Do not make any purchases. Do not shop online or in store. No Amazon, no Walmart, no Best Buy, no McDonald's, other fast food stores, no gas, no major retailers. Do not use credit or debit cards for non-essential spending. To buy all you need before Friday, February 28th, but if necessary, only buy essentials for absolute necessities such as food, medicine, clothes, emergency supplies. If you must spend, only support small local businesses. Why does this matter? Corporations and banks only care about their bottom line, disrupting the economy for even one day since powerful message. If they don't listen, we will make the next blackout longer. Our numbers are more powerful. This is how we make history. Spread the message. Please share with all your contacts. Talk about it. Post it. Document your actions. We must use the power we have to do. We must use the power we do have to send an economic message with our numbers, as did Dr. King. A 24-hour economic blackout.
Don't punish me. Talk to me so you can see.
Oh, no, we're not doing that. I am not getting sued by Marvin Gaye. I am not getting sued by... Hey, they thought it was slick. I'm not getting sued by Marvin Gaye. Nigga, what? Y'all tripping. Why do we beg to sit at the white man's table? That's what I'm saying, bro. What are we talking about, bro? We need to go to Target already. We need to boycott Al Sharpton. That's what I'm saying. I didn't spend the bank today. Tomorrow we got to pay rent. Man, y'all niggas tripping. Hell y'all talking about, dog? So it's not that I don't think we should boycott or flex our power, but I think that Al Sharpton is kind of like a wolf in sheep's clothing and the boy who cried wolf. And he does so much fake stuff that even if he has something or a legitimate cause, he has sullied his name amongst the people to the point where we don't take anything he does seriously. And this is just another case in point. So Al Sharpton can eat one. Yeah, Marvin. Hey, listen, man. Marvin Gaye catch me playing that song, bro. This whole show going down. Let's also go to Mayor Adams, the coon Mayor Adams, who compared himself not only to Jesus. Not only did Mayor Adams compare himself to Jesus, he told you Negroes to move out the way and relax, and you know we're gonna play that on here.
So this is a biblical moment. You know, when Jesus was on the cross, he said, "God, forgive them, for they know not what they do." All these Negroes who are asking me to step down, God, forgive them. Are you stupid? So this is a biblical moment.
All right, man. I want to bring this shit up because personally, is Adams a tether FBJ? Okay, so if we have any people that aren't fully Black American in here, I would like to, if this is the first time you're going to hear an honest breakdown what a tether is. A tether is not like if you were born in Jamaica and you came to America, you're not a tether. If you're born in Africa and came to America, you're not a tether. If you are from the UK, Canada, and you moved to America or you're first, second generation American, you're not a tether. If you are Mexican, if you are not of American-born soil generationally, does not make you a tether. What makes you a tether is the same thing that makes American-born Black people coons. A tether is just a foreign-born sellout. Somebody who assimilates to American culture to a certain point only to denigrate American culture and denigrate the same people that sacrificed their bloodlines to make a better way for themselves, and just so happened that you came over after and during all the heavy lifting just to thumb your nose at the same people that you ran towards and are crapping on. So a tether is just a foreign-born sellout. So is Mayor Adams American ADOS? I don't believe so. Last time I checked, I think he has Jamaican descent. And if he does have Jamaican descent, and he came up here saying this was a biblical moment, which is okay. Hey, gas it up. But the minute you are making disparity, what do you mean Negroes? F that. Any non-FBA is a tether. I don't agree with that. I took you to tether studies class because I'm not Nicole. I'm not somebody who's going to sit up here and call everybody who's not Black American a tether, because I have friends. I have Haitian friends. I have Jamaican friends. I have Ghanaian friends. I have Puerto Rican business associates, Puerto Rican friends. I don't understand. Like, I'm from Florida. You know what I'm saying? Like, personally, I grew up around people of different ethnicities and backgrounds. So I just can't call everybody tether, because I know some Black Americans who do you dirty faster than foreign-born people. So I'm just not going to call you tether because you weren't born in America. You're a tether if you come to America and you shit on, talk about Black Americans. You talk about, oh, how you hate America, this, and that. Then you're a tether. So no, and we can't sit up here and we can't say that any non-FBA is a tether, because we don't want to be divisive. My main issue right now is don't let the hatred for what's been happening to us as FBAs turn you into somebody that you're not. Don't let the fight that we have going on distract you to the point to now you are just zeroing in on non-Black Americans and just calling them tethers just because they say they're not Black American born. We don't need to be doing a lot of infighting with them. We need to be focused on getting our reparations, get what we need to do. Because one thing I haven't heard since Trump got off is I don't hear a lot of people beating the reparations bandwagon as hard as they were. And I want to keep that up, and I want to know why. And we will be investigating that if this continues to slow down. But my main thing is, you're not going to be a tether just because you weren't born here. And as long as we as FBAs, ADOS, continue to go online and call everybody that's not a Black American a tether, you're going to do the same thing that a lot of other groups and races and ethnicities do. And that is basically isolate yourself to the point where, I'm not saying we need any allies or anybody help us, I don't believe we do, but at a certain point to get certain things, you're going to have a certain amount of people that want to see you win, right? And we don't need like Caribbeans or Africans or UKs to come with us. We don't need them to come with us. We need them just to back them, let us get ours. But we shouldn't divert our focus and energy so much to calling them tethers as we should getting our own stuff straight and getting our reparations and get what we need to have, because we don't like it. It just don't make sense online, and there's trolls on both sides, but it just doesn't make sense. I feel like it's just a stupid conversation. Now, like I said before, is Mayor Adams a tether? Mayor Adams is definitely a tether. everybody getting it. There's a slur for everybody. Yeah, there is a slur for everybody. There is a slur for everybody. And I agree. We can't be a part of the angry FBAs. I see the angry FBAs online all day, but I do think some people are angry FBAs, and I think some people are tethers cosplaying as FBAs to vilify the movement more. But I think that's a discussion for a different day, and I don't want to take this too far down that lane. But what I will say is that Mayor Adams is a tether. If he was Black American, I'll call him a coon, because when Mayor Adams has been the White House, been in the governor's in the mayor's house, whatever mayor's house, he's been a mayor's office. He has literally been standing in VIPs next to rappers, next to Black people. I'm about to pull up some Mayor Adams hip hop. Like, Mayor Adams has been standing next to niggas since he got elected. You know, Mayor Adams going on Drink Champs. You know, let's share this screen. You see Mayor Adams. Look, I type in Mayor Adams hip hop. All standing next to Black people. You see these pictures? Mayor Adams. You see what I'm saying, dog? Mayor Adams, all standing next to niggas. Look, Mayor Adams got Black people all behind him. Got Negro. I ain't gonna call them Black people. Mayor Adams got the same Negroes while they were pulling up corruption charges. The same Negroes standing next to him. The same Negroes that had to go to work. What is this? Him with Diddy. Him with the drill artists. The same Negroes that got to go to work in New York and defend this tether. Him and Diddy, Brother Love, giving him the key. The same Negroes, 50th anniversary of hip hop. You standing with niggas. You got KRS-One giving speeches. You got a little hip hop hat. Like I said, you on Drink Champs. Your son out here dropping mixtapes. You going to album releases. You hanging out with Fabio. I'm showing you all this because when he was under fire, he was running around with niggas all day. He was going to video shoots. He was kicking it with niggas, talking about hip hop fashion, all types of stuff. All types of stuff. All types of stuff. And the minute Trump, lets him know, hey, bro, we might be able to, save you. We might be able to help you out. This is what he says to the same people he was standing next to while he was getting hit with these corruption charges. Getting hit by feds, man, that is political shit, bro. That is political shit. I don't think that's a black and white thing. I think that is just I think that's just a political culture is literally corruption. But let's play this one more time.
So this is a biblical moment. When Jesus was on the cross, he said, God, forgive them, for they know not what they do. All these Negroes were asking me to step down. God, forgive them.
And then you hear Mammy in the background screaming, hollering on. It's always Mammy gassing up some bullshit, bro.
Are you stupid? So.
Oh man, Mo Facts in the building. Mo Facts, man. What's popping, man? What is up? What is going on?
I actually wanted to speak on this Zelensky thing. You know what I'm saying? I was balling down the highway trying to get home.
Nah, I appreciate it.
To call in, always support the show.
Definitely.
Give me like 2 minutes just to touch on this Zelensky thing, and then I'll pivot to where you at. All right.
Hey, take your time, Mo. Take your time.
All right, because as I was putting in the chat, Zelensky came into that room like he already had guarantees. That wasn't no beggar stance. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's two factions at war right now inside of America. And there's a book called The Cowboy and Yankee War. It was written in 1970, and it goes all the way back to the Civil War. And it's even, I believe, holds weight to this day. And the Yankees are the northeastern aristocracy, and they also are transatlantic. They also get down with Europe and everything like that. And you have the Cowboys are the true blue Americans. They're from the South and they moved out west. That's who's at war right now. Trump sides with the Cowboys. Zelensky is backed by the Yankees. And that's why they keep saying, we got to stand with Russia. We got to stand with Russia. Notice the money has never stopped going to Ukraine, whether it's Republican or Democrat. They all line up when it comes to Russia because they got to hold Russia at bay in Europe. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah. Eastern Europe is a hotbed for conflict.
No, I'm talking about all of Europe.
Yeah, for
because
sure.
Because if Russia breaks that Ukraine and start moving, then we got a whole nother problem. When I say we, the world has a whole nother problem in its hands.
Because NATO's on the other side of Ukraine.
Yes,
and
it's all of Europe.
Right. And Ukraine's kind of like a buffer from Russia and being directly next to like NATO strongholds.
Right, and that's why they pumping all the money. And the way it works is America cuts Ukraine a check. Ukraine buys military equipment from American companies. You see what I'm saying? So this is why the money can't. All this is about money, because if the check don't go to Ukraine, then the money don't come back to the American companies that create the products that you need to have war. And we're not just talking about guns and everything. We're talking about everything, the shoelaces, you know what I'm saying? Pots, pans, everything. Everybody got government contracts over there. So that's why they can't say no to, and that's why he came in there. He was like, I mean, excuse me, my language, but he was like, bitch, you done called me a dictator the other day, and then you pump fake the other day. You act like you didn't know what you said when they asked you on the news. So I'm going to come in and treat you like a hoe.
Right.
That's why the Zelensky came in like that. It's not about Zelensky. Zelensky got big homies too.
I believe that, because you wouldn't be coming over here in your PJs getting billions of dollars and walking out every month.
Right. And what Trump say, I'm going to end it day one. When I get in there and notice he didn't.
It's still going.
Notice, and I'm going to break one more thing down to you. Do not trust JD Vance, because JD Vance is the nigga that hyped up the set and then stepped back. Because everything was just, you say, yeah, Zelensky came in there, he was baiting Trump. You see what I'm saying? Because he wanted a reaction out of him. But Jay-Z, JD is the one that amped up the set. You know what I'm saying? Talking about, oh, you ain't being respectful. You know what I'm saying? This. And it got Trump hyped up.
But I'm a pause you right there.
Go ahead.
When I pointed that out, I was basically breaking that down. I was like, yo, JD Vance was like, he was rolling with the big homie today against the ops. And, you know, little homie be more amped up than the big homie because, you know, little homie putting, you know, he the battery in the back. So it was like things are going. And JD Vance on some shit like that. He was like, let me get my shine on now.
Let me give you a little something to think about. Maybe little homie want to be big homie.
I thought the student should now shine the master.
You see what I'm saying? But if I make big homie look, go ahead.
So you saying little homie seen big homie with the fire and was like, nigga, you ain't shooting fast enough. I'm about to pull it type shit.
No, I'm saying little homie say, if I make you look crazy and you get knocked off, now I don't mean physically, violently. I'm talking about 25th Amendment, because this is what's going. I'm telling you what's going to happen. Fast forward, they're going to say Trump's unstable. Look how crazy he was talking to da 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 da. All the Democrats will vote against Trump. All they need is a few Republicans to join in with the Democrats, and Trump is out of here. And who becomes president? JD Vance.
Damn. So you trying to do a little? He said he's low-key kind of setting the table for a double cross in the future, but he's just playing the seed so the public can see him as somebody who can defend and who's competent enough to echo what's kind of been disseminated on social media with the anger at Zelensky. Because I feel like JD Vance was using those talking points when he was coming at him and kind of pulling at those heartstrings.
He's doing two things. One, he's feeding MAGA what they want to hear by standing on business against them.
Yeah. Go ahead.
But at the same time, I believe he's trying to get Trump out the way, because people got to remember JD Vance was a never Trumper before he was with Trump. And the only reason he is vice president is because Peter Thiel one of the dudes that gave Trump a bunch of money from Palantir made him take JD Vance.
Because JD Vance was talking crazy about him the whole time up until he got the nomination. Like JD Vance, they got him on record since 2016 talking crazy about Trump. So it was just crazy how 1 minute you vehemently disagree with everything Trump morally stands for, and then tomorrow you echoing his core basis talking point.
Right. So I just want to catch you up on what I'm seeing, because like I said, I told people from the beginning, I said, don't trust JD Vance, because JD Vance is very similar to Johnson, who was behind Kennedy. Lyndon Baines Johnson, who was behind Kennedy. He was forced to take Lyndon Baines Johnson, just like JD Vance was forced onto Trump.
Because he only had the reason why he needed Johnson, because he wasn't going to win the South if he didn't have Johnson. But
and that goes back to the Cowboys and the Yankees. Again, right. This has never stopped.
And Johnson was more tied in with a lot of overseas enemies than Kennedy was.
Yes.
And like we've seen, Bobby didn't like him either. And the minute they got John out, Lyndon came in, and a lot of things that foreign policies that wanted to be put in place, Lyndon Johnson was able to put in forefront and spearhead to the things.
Yeah, you're so correct. And Ukraine has so many similarities to Vietnam. So many similarities. You were saying how the two sides divided on if we should be there or not. But like I said, I didn't want to derail where you was going with, you know what I'm saying, with body lots here. But you know what I'm saying? I just want to catch you up on that right quick on what to look out for.
Not for sure, because my thing was anybody who wants to come in, especially on these politics, want to break it down in an even more complex way is awesome, because just like Trevor said, we using kind of street lingo and the politics perfectly, because a lot of the things we may talk about may go over people's heads. So in order to break it down in layman's terms and still fill people in on what they may not be seeing in plain sight, it can really just bring the point home. And the last thing I want to ask you about that Trump Zelensky conversation was, do you feel like that was a distraction for the underwhelming FBI release that we received yesterday? Me personally,
no, because I think Trump couldn't take no more L's. He's taking the L with the firing. I'm gonna just give you optics. I'm not saying what I believe, and I want people. I gotta preface everything I say with, I'm a political atheist. I don't believe in none of this bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I don't vote for neither party. I don't vote. You know what I'm saying? I vote for tangibles, which they ain't gave us yet. So I just got to say that when I give my analysis on what's going on. Right. But right now, Trump has taken a bunch of L's in the last week or so with the firing of the, you know what I'm saying, the whole Elon and the firing of federal workers. That's a bad look. His people are kind of turning to give some, there's some astroturf there. You know what I'm saying? The Democrats, they are sending fake people out to make them seem like they're Trumpers and turn on Trump. But then you had the nothing burger with the Epstein thing yesterday. He needed this win going into the week. You know what I'm saying? Into the weekend, because if people don't understand how politics work, whatever happens on Friday is what's talked about on the Sunday news shows. You see what I'm saying? The Sunday news shows is like the big day for politics. You know what I'm saying? That's what people say. I read the newspaper, New York Times, Washington Post. They cut on was it something in the morning? Meet the Press.
Right. A lot of traditional cable, their highlights come on those days, like roundtable morning discussions, like you said, 60 minutes, you know, the prime time rollouts. You're right.
So what Trump needed going into this was, Trump's going to give Ukraine what they need, and America's going to get what they want with the rare earth minerals. That was supposed to have been the deal. You know what I'm saying? Is that Trump gets the rare earth minerals, the rights to that, and Ukraine gets the money they want. But if you think about it, after this argument, Russia's in a better spot, because they can tell Trump, like, bro, you even said little homie is gonna lose. Why am I negotiate? You know what I'm saying? The price, yesterday's price ain't today's price.
At all.
You know what I'm saying? Zelensky is happy because he's like, you know what? You're going to give me more money. I'm going to get money regardless. Zelensky knows that. I'm going to put one more thing out there that nobody's talking about. Notice yesterday there was a question asked, and I put it on Twitter. because the representative from England was over here. Stammer, I think I would think how you say his name. And the dude asked, he was like, does England take it disrespectful when Trump says he's going to annex Canada? Because you know Canada is still part technically of the English Empire,
right?
Even though they're on part of their realm is what they call it. Even though they're their own country. And the King of England sent a letter to Trump like, "Hey, I want you to come over here for another visit." It was like, "Ha ha, chummy chummy," but read between the lines, like, "Bro, what are you doing? We're talking about you gonna take Canada? Like, you gonna take my blocks from me?"
Yeah, that's what that was yesterday, and I think a lot of it, and what I've been seeing, I feel like even when the Indian people came over, I think last week, and Trump was like, "Hey, bro, I don't understand the fuck thing you saying." I think a lot of foreign dignitaries are coming over here and getting their first experience with Trump to see if they gotta grip up on the iron or not. And it's like we see a new Boston took over the block. We gotta beat him up Friday. You know, we got the club gonna beat him up on Friday night. We're gonna check his temp.
Right.
You know, they got the same, or is he gonna tax it? I know Wi-Fi went out, so if everybody can hear me. But basically, what I'm seeing with Zelensky, what I'm seeing with UK, what I'm seeing with people from India coming over, China, everybody's like, listen, I see you got control of the work. Are the prices gonna go up? Or are you gonna keep them the same? Do I gotta give up a piece of my block, or are you just is it gonna be everything gonna coast? And it sounds like Trump is saying, whatever agreements you had with the last gang, with the last regime who ran the block that we just blown their heads off, hey, we writing up new deals on everybody. So pull up to the trap, and we'll give you the new work, and we'll see what it is. But if you got a problem with it, grip up. But if you don't. But if I tell you we're gonna take over your block on Monday, move out the way.
But Zelensky is saying, not so fast, because I don't work for you.
On top of that, y'all been fronting all these bricks. What we gonna do?
Because your boy told him yesterday, Stammer told Trump yesterday, we've given when I say we, Europe has given Ukraine way more money than America.
But remember what Trump said? Trump said, but y'all getting that money back. We not. Y'all fronted the work, but y'all got it on the tab. We fronted the work. We didn't agree to this shit getting paid back.
Right. And Stammer was like, talk to your plug. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, we good.
Him about the bricks you gave him. The bricks I gave, y'all getting back on consignment.
Right. You saying?
Just because last week gave half your inventory with nothing, with no due date on return, don't mean I got to bear the brunt.
And don't watch my pockets either. That's what Trump is saying now. Like, we need something like England or Europe is getting. Like, we need something back. You know what I'm saying? And like the rare earth minerals and all that. But I'm telling you, like, Zelensky, he came in there trolling because he knew he could get a rise out of him. I'm telling you, JD Vance amped the setup. I think they was supposed to be a passive aggressive, and JD Vance saw his opportunity to like let's make it like turn up the temperature. And it's a bad look for Trump. I'm telling you, it's a bad look for Trump because the serious people, the serious Americans, this is embarrassing. This is like people fighting at your funeral, or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, this ain't what you do as let me give you an example. George W. Bush got shoes thrown at him and he still smiled. He ducked the shoes and still smiled and kept on having the press conference. That's what a president is supposed to do. What Trump was supposed to do was adjust his time, like, you know what, this press conference over, and then took Zelensky in the back room, like, bitch, call me when you get your mind right.
Oh God. That's
how he supposed to, like, he honestly, Trump to me, he looked like he was arguing with his baby mama that he know he still got to pay.
And what I didn't like about what Trump and JD Vance was doing when I was watching, because they had another view from the press angle, right? Trump and JD Vance, why wasn't y'all sitting back when the conversation gets more tense? Y'all should have practiced man code. What's man code? Sit back in the chair. He asked you for money. You ain't begging him for shit. You supposed to sit back in that chair with your suit and tie on, cross your feet, and pretty much it is what it is. I'm not gonna let you gas me up. I'm not gonna sit shoulder to shoulder with you, put my hands on you, trying to get you to stop talking if you ain't here demanding favors. I just feel like what would have been more presidential and more American isn't being more aggressive. But Trump, I felt like, and JD Vance should move like the bank. Sit back, let him beg, a show level decorum on camera, and then when the cameras turn off, I'm gonna put my foot up this nigga ass. Pause. But I'm gonna put this nigga in a headlock behind closed doors and let him know what time it is. But doing it on the forefront, like I said, the only people who see this as a win are patriots, pro MAGA patriots who see that machismo is more of an American symbolic energy than actual decorum and keeping your balance in adverse situations.
Yeah, because the memers, the meme war, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, we're base, we own him. But at the end of the day, like I said, I bet you he get more billies.
I think
if I'm going to Vegas and I'm putting money down, if he's gonna get more money or not, I'm saying he's gonna get more money, because guess what? At the end of the day, them American military complex, industrial complex companies are gonna be like, Trump, I know your ass, you butt hurt right now, but business is business.
On gang, like the warmongers that what's the white dude? What's the white dude who be talking? It's Alex Jones and Steve Bannon who talk about the warmongers that are in Trump's cabinet. That regardless if Trump wants to stop the war, it's too many people on both sides getting paid way too much money from war, from the military industrial complex, from some of these private contractors, from some of these stocks, some of these military stocks, some of these arms stocks that people are pumping and dumping or buying right before something gets announced, and then they shoot up the next day like Nancy Pelosi.
Yeah, because a lot of these people sit on boards. It ain't just owning stocks. They sit on boards. Like a lot of their compensation is paid in stocks. Right. So it's like, hold on, you cut the spigot off. You know what I'm saying? We gonna dry downstream. Like, no. Exactly. But they were cool with him cutting the deal. Like, okay, you can get the rare earth minerals. Because guess what? And this is what the Patriots don't understand. Because they saw that as a win. No, that means we got to be there protecting. And when I say we, I'm talking about America. Got to be there to protect our interests now. You know what I'm saying? Like if our interest is the mines, guess what? Now we're sucked into the game further. Pause.
And then the biggest issue with that is just like Afghanistan, just like the Vietnam War. We don't need to be put in unnecessary situations. Even though these are our allies or whatnot, a lot of this money really doesn't need to be getting filtered out. Like, we have enough problems as it is. That, like what we're doing with Israel, what we're doing with Ukraine. It's not that Americans don't want to protect people who need protection, can't defend themselves. It's the fact that you're fighting a losing war. And I understand you need to protect NATO, but at what cost to America? Like, we having proxy wars because we have more patriots online with podcasts that actually sign up for the military. You know what I'm saying? We got so many Make America Great MAGA people who want to be so patriotic, but I ain't seen them niggas in the ROTC class. And you know what I'm saying? Like the generation before this one, before mine, before the older, before like this generation Zoomers and millennials, niggas who really love this country, like when 9/11 happened, niggas who really love this country signed up for the military. Like they wasn't going on no podcast talking, they weren't writing no article, they weren't setting no cameras. Niggas who say they love people who historically said they love America went to fight for America.
You know what thing about America though is?
All right, I'm gonna lay my plan here. I thought the majority of those people who used to go to war are now the Nick Fuentes, all these people who just preach pro-America and America first, but don't have any military background. I think is the main problem why we have to fight these proxy wars. But continue.
Yeah. The thing about America is if you don't love her, she'll make you love her. And that's called a draft or conscription. You see what I'm saying? Because if you listen, that's what JD Vance said to him. He's like, you in a bad spot, bro. Y'all having to do all kind of conscription over there in Ukraine. And this is true because they're having to up the age limit up to like, you know what I'm saying? I forgot what it was, but like this ain't young men. We're talking about middle-aged men getting sucked into this.
Exactly. The people who are fighting in Ukraine ain't even like military trained all the way. These are just like citizens sign up for the military to protect their stuff, but it's like you guys are ill-equipped to even win this war. So why do you keep wanting? And I understand what Zelensky's saying. Zelensky's like, bro, whatever agreement you want me to sign, I don't think it's going to be beneficial to us. Right. Trump. But Trump is saying, nigga, hold your own nuts.
But like I said, he like, bro, I work for somebody higher than you. That's what Zelensky was kind of telling him, but he couldn't say.
He said, you got a big ass ocean and you don't feel it now, but you're going to feel it later. And that's what that's when Trump got out of pocket.
Right. Like, I don't know what he meant by that statement, but he believed it though. Huh?
Hey, no, you can act like you don't know, but you know what that meant. We opened that fire. That's what Trump said. Oh, fuck that. That's what Trump put the fire on the table. Hey, nigga, fuck all that. You ain't gonna be telling
like I said, I can't be for certain what he meant by that, because you can take, like, you know, we can say something, nigga, be go 4 different ways. Right, how you could, you know what I'm saying? But you know how you say, how we say too, take it how you want to take it. You know what I'm saying?
Don't tell a nigga that. Because we gonna take it where we gonna want. Hey, all right. You gonna take it there, we're gonna take it further, like Kendrick said. That's something you don't want to do. Come on, dog.
That's exactly what he told him after that. Like, basically, it was about like, take it how you want to take it, but you gonna feel it.
The nigga said, hey man, you don't feel, listen, your hood don't feel the beef because you got a whole highway protecting you, but y'all gonna feel it later. Niggas on the block, what you mean? Well, let's feel it now.
Yeah, why wait till later?
You ain't going back to your hood talking, hey, nah, nigga, we gonna blow this shit up right here and y'all gonna have to spin back. But you ain't gonna come to my hood telling what you gonna do now or later, nigga. That's all. That's what I got Vance and Trump. That's when they turned up.
Yeah, but he knew, like I said, I'm not picking no sides in this situation. I'm telling people what I saw. Zelensky came in there trolling to get him out of pocket, just like a baby mama do. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to troll him until he snap, and I'm going to make him look crazy.
And it's like,
and I'm still going to get the check at the end of the month.
Right. I'm going to make you crash out and show your hand to see what level of aggression you on. So I go back to my hood. I know what we need to have to protect ourselves, just in case you niggas might want to spin the block or cut something off or start dropping more fentanyl bricks. Now we got dead bodies on the ground. The block is high. You try and get us off another way. Either way, we want to keep the block. You want to give a certain block to our ops. And the last people who was fronting us work told us that we was protected. They was going to front us more work to keep our block. You want to cut funding completely and let these niggas run over us. Zelensky like, dog, I ain't going for it, and I'm going to get you out of pocket. So now when I go back to my allies that I got, we know what type of pressure to apply onto you. It seems like
right, and they're gonna say, "Sorry, Zelensky, here a little bit extra."
Yeah. I mean,
I throw some extras on there for trouble.
I may not give you another bird. I may not give you a whole bird, but I'm gonna shoot you a quarter key real quick.
Yeah.
I'm gonna shoot you something real quick. I'm gonna shoot you something to hold you over until we can find some agreements. But I ain't just gonna keep fronting you these birds, my nigga, and you ain't got no due date on the money. You ain't even coming back with the money.
Well, we ain't getting our money. You know what I'm saying? Like,
we just give you free birds.
Yeah.
I got niggas in my hood starving. They asking me for work. I'm giving it to you.
And Euro said yesterday, that's your problem. You know what I'm saying? We don't got them kind of problems.
Hey, Euro said, nigga, I ain't cutting the price. Hey, nigga, we eating.
Yeah, he paying us. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, we right
you know
now,
how somebody say, man, we ain't getting paid. You ain't getting paid. I'm getting paid.
Hey, all UK said, damn, that's crazy. Y'all better than me. That's all UK.
Yeah.
Y'all better than me. Shit.
And then you say, hold on. You say, you know, I'm gonna tighten Z up. Hold on now. You know what I'm saying? You about to mess my money up because he's still paying me.
Yeah, and I know you just came back, but I'm sitting on a couple bricks now, so I can talk you a little crazy, nigga.
Yeah.
I know you coming to get a quarter key, but I done got by. I'm sitting on. What we doing? That's how Zelensky said, hey, I ain't putting on no shirt, no tie. I'm coming to get my check. I'm coming to get y'all reparations today.
Exactly. And that's what we need to realize right there. Like, bro, when you got the leverage, you ain't got to be polite.
Yeah.
That's how politics work. You know what I'm saying? That's how we need to be with our vote. It's like, bro, we ain't coming to ask for nothing. Ask.
Listen,
we need to show up in our sweatshirts. You know what I'm saying? Like, ask.
On game. I see niggas put on their Sunday best last week for the Trump fish fry and butter biscuit cookout. Niggas had on their suit and niggas had on top hats
Embarrassing.
With the wings in the back, looking like a butler, skinning and grinning. Had Tiger Woods up there skinning and grinning. I ain't had no problem with it because I feel like just like, hey, Democrats, Black Democrats, you want to go to the White House, celebrate, do your thing. Black Republicans, y'all want to go to the White House, celebrate, do your thing. But while you're stuffing your pockets with butter biscuits, you should be asking around where the money at, where reparations, what's going on, what are we doing?
The same ones that said we shouldn't go for symbolism. See, that's what get me is the hypocrisy, because I call it out on both sides. When your girl was down there popping and twerking down in Atlanta for Kamala, they was like, oh, look at that, celebrities and symbolism. But then as soon as Trump get in, it's like, oh, we got Snoop Dogg, we got Kodak Black, we got, you know what I'm saying? It's like, hold on. You were just saying about the Democrat symbolism and celebrities, but now you talking about the statues y'all about to get at Kobe. Like, what is a statue? You said Kobe great and all, but what does a statue of Kobe do for me?
Yo, Luka looked happier getting traded to the Lakers than Tiger Woods looked getting traded back to the Blacks by Dallas and getting brought out for his jersey announcement. You know, that's what happened. That nigga Tiger Woods came out like he got traded back to the Browns. That nigga came out looking fucked up. I was like, damn. That nigga came out like, damn, man, I'm on the Jags? The fuck? That nigga woke up. That nigga walked out there sadder than a motherfucker.
His agent called him. He like, Tiger, got some good news, some bad news. You're going to the White House. Great. As a black man. Shit.
Dog, I was thinking after all these years you've been fighting niggas telling you was black. It took a white man to tell you was just another nigga.
Yeah.
And the Republican conservatives who are already on, the easy palatable to serve this bullshit to, they ate it all up. Like, I don't think you could have brought Tiger Woods out to Black Democrats and didn't hear a couple boos. I just feel like all the years Tiger Woods has tried to separate himself from blackness, only for his blackness to be solidified because the white man called you on behalf of black people all the times. Now, I'm not very bad. I don't know if Tiger Woods got some angel investment organizations in the hood, so I ain't saying that. But it's just very funny how no matter what prominent black person told Tiger he was black, he shot away from him. But it took the white man to come up here and trade him back home.
He built a lot of golf courses for Trump.
Of course.
That's what that is.
Yeah. And we said we don't like symbolism, but man, he said he putting a Kobe Bryant statue up. Everybody started, you got a Kobe statue?
Black Mamba.
Yeah. FBA only statues. Yeah. I'm like, bruh, if the Democrats told you niggas they was giving y'all statues in September, we would have been on live in September talking about symbolism, catfish nugget statues. And that's why I went live last week on that topic, because I let niggas have their celebrations at their Republican fish fry, but I was like, I hope you niggas keep that same energy of the reparations and getting our check and getting what's owed to Black Americans, because a lot of him and Han, I seen one dude who be saying with Cash Patel, he tried to hug Trump on stage. Trump kind of gave him the Heisman like too close.
Oh yeah, I saw that. The one that was sitting on the plane with the Trump, Biden t-shirt on.
Yeah, you're too close, nigga. That was crazy. And I love
back it up.
Just like how Trump told the Indian guy who was speaking understandable English, I don't understand a word you're saying. Trump's racist on everybody that's not white. And it was just crazy seeing Tiger Woods and seeing all the people come there. That I just felt like we're too happy to be at the Trump cookout. But I want to see you touch on the bald-headed mayor from New York.
All right, with Baldy Lots. Baldy Lots is he captured. You heard what the border czar told him? He said, if you don't do what I want him to do, you can look it up on
Hey, Tom Homan is the guy.
Yeah, Tom Homan told he said, I'll be up in your A.
Bro, if they had political jerseys that we can buy, I would buy a Tom Homan jersey because he don't play the radio with nobody, dog.
He out there clapping cheeks in Chicago, brown cheeks. I know he is.
Every day.
Don't hold it. You said they're black. You know what I'm talking about, the one to wear the tights.
What you talking about, Brandon Johnson?
No, the black chick. This we're saying for Chicago going red. She was all smiling up at Tom's face. I know Tom clapped them cheeks. You know what I'm saying? Like, Tom, don't play with me.
Yeah. Oh, it's the light skinned chick.
No, the brown skin one. She a little MILF.
She had a little body on her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Tom out there, Tom told her, the mayor of New York, he said, if you don't do what I want you to do, you know what I'm saying, I'll be up in your butt. Like that's one of the things, like, how did he mean that? Pause. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Tom said, nigga, I will fly on a PJ myself and pack y'all up in a to-go box.
Did you see that? Did you see the press conference? The news.
You talking about the 60 Minutes one where they're like, what if you got to deport? What if they're
No. It's Fox News. Baldy Locks and Tom is on there together.
Hold on.
And Tom is saying, they asked, it's like, how does it feel to work together? And Tom was like, well, if he don't do what I say do, I'm gonna be up his. He's about to say ass, but then he said butt. Bro, they all, bro. Because
hold on.
Cities with sanctuary policies on the books. Borders are Tom Homan meeting with New York City Mayor Eric Adams today to discuss what can be done to help the migrants already in the Big Apple while detaining those with criminal convictions, as Homan has vowed. But this comes as the Justice Department files a lawsuit against the state on similar laws. News Nation anchor Laura Ingle live in New York with more. So Laura, what can we expect at today's meeting?
Hey, Nicole. Well, we've got a packed house, as it were, here on the streets of New York.
I don't think this is it. They actually at Fox in the morning.
It's not this, right?
No, they actually together on the set and on Fox in the morning.
Okay. If I can't find it, we're gonna keep it moving. Is it this one right here? Hold on. They might have it.
Fox 5's Linda Schmidt at City Hall. Some photographs that were released by City Hall just a short time ago of that meeting. The meeting was held conference answering questions from reporters and stressing once again today that the city cannot be a safe haven for criminals.
Nah, this ain't it. I had to send it to you.
All right, it's cool. Yep.
But bro told him, like, I ain't capping. You were saying, you know, ain't no cap in my rap. Bro told him, he was like, if you don't, and then your boy just smiled, like, he had that goofy smile on his face, like, I can't believe you said it on air like that.
Yeah, hold on. I think
That's it.
We're going to begin with breaking news and those oversight actions being taken against New York Mayor Adams. He is still the leader of the biggest city in the country, but there's no question. These actions will dilute his power.
Moments ago, Governor Hochul proposing the appointment of an inspector general.
Scroll over to when they both together on the screen.
The ability to sue President Trump's administration.
Let me move this around real quick.
Without approvals from Adams. The proposals come as the entire city waits to see just how a federal judge will rule in an effort to dismiss Mayor Adams.
Right there.
Identify those dangerous individuals. Then, later, he appeared to be taking orders from Homan. If he doesn't come true, I'll be back in New York City, and we won't be sitting on the couch. I'll be in his office, up his butt, saying, where the hell is the agreement we came to? Although critics question his
motivation. Yo, hold on. I'm going to slow that down real quick. Niggas need to hear. Hey, we need to hear that, G-Check.
I told you ain't no cap in my rap, bruh.
All you Negroes. You ain't talk to the white man like that when he pulled up on your block, pitching new work, cut work, and telling you to move it faster, nigga. Yeah, we cutting the work in half.
Later,
get the fit, and you gonna move it twice as fast, or we gonna get your black ass off the block too, nigga.
He appeared to be taking orders from Homan. If he doesn't come through, I'll be back in New York City, and we won't be sitting on the couch. I'll be in his office, up his butt, saying, where the hell is the agreement we came to? Although critics
showing all his teeth. You see Mo, you dog was showing all his teeth.
Bruh, I told you. Then he gonna talk about you Negroes. Then you gonna run. Why you always gotta talk to the black man like that?
I ain't talking that white. Hey, do you see Kurt Menifee, G-Check, Adams right after Adams said the Negro statement?
No, I didn't see that.
Oh, I'm about to play it right now. I'm just gonna go through some of these comments real quick. Therapy Radio 808 salute, man. They said, where's my statue? I did more shit for these motherfucking niggas and niggas of all colors. I feel you, dog. I feel you. Eric Adams is a nigga, not Negro. He's stupid. How stupid can a black motherfucker be? Hey, man, Tom not playing with nobody. He let them know you were Negro. Hell of a show tonight. Hell of a show night, FBA. Thank you, Trevor Jackson. Thank you. Yo, I got to show this to you, Mo, because salute to Kurt Menifee. He wasn't having it. And Adams, to me, I felt like I remember me and Star talked about it. Me and Star disagreed. Star said Adams stood on business. I said this nigga did not stand on business. Here go the clip. No, I'm pausing this because this is not staying on business. They not.
I don't think it's showing.
Oh, I don't even think I was sharing the goddamn screen. Let me share the screen. My bad.
I know you good.
Yeah. Okay, you guys, we got on screen now. Okay, cool. I'm gonna start it off because McAfee asked him, who are the Negroes? And this goofy nigga.
Back to an event you had at the Gracie Mansion last night, where you spoke about Black History Month, and in it you said, quote, all these Negroes who are asking me to step down, God forgive them. Are you implying that if you're Black, you have to support you?
No, not at all. I'm asking for all New Yorkers to support me.
So who are you specifically talking to when you say Negroes?
Well, who has stepped down? Who has asked me to step down? If you look at that whole speech, the speech talked about the continuation of lighting your flame and continue to light and shine. And that's what we've done in this administration with our team. So those who have called for me to allow my flame to prematurely be extinguished, that's what I'm talking about.
So you're saying all New Yorkers are Negroes?
I was very clear in my definition of what I said. All New Yorkers, we got 8.3 million New Yorkers, 8.3 million people didn't call for me to step down. I get just the opposite when I'm in the streets.
So anybody who's Black who calls for you to step down, they need help from God. I'm focusing on this because your use of the word Negro has come up repeatedly over the last couple of weeks. And I think some people actually have an issue with that term. So explain who you're talking to when you use that term specifically.
I didn't say they need help from God. I said, pray for them. Wasn't that what I said?
You said, quote, God forgive them.
Exactly. Let's pray for them. And so let's focus on this for a moment. Isn't our democracy is based on who the people of the city elect? Why are we trying to disrupt and take the power away from the people of the city who elected me to be the mayor? And then ask the question, what have I done that we're going to usurp that power from the people? I have not been convicted of a crime. I've moved the city forward. I've done the job that New York has asked me to do. And so when you have those that are trying to usurp the power of the voting rights of the people, that is not democracy, and God forgive them.
Okay, when you take a look at it.
And see, my issue with what he did was like I was showing before, was Mayor Adams, since he's gotten in office, has placated and pandered and kowtowed to hip hop, right?
Yeah.
Which is Black American culture, even though New York Caribbeans and Africans, you know what I'm saying, they got hip hop up there too. But the main thing that I'm saying is you sat next to Black Americans and Black American culture and just Black culture in general your whole term. And you say these Negroes, like Black people were not the ones who are calling for your job. Black people are the ones in New York that have to show up every day and stand in their white coworkers' faces with embarrassment every time they bring up a new Mayor Adams scandal. Black Negroes are the only ones left standing in your corner, even the Black people that left your cabinet. But Mayor Adams, when I'm looking at it, the immigrants don't like you because you have to play by Tom Homan's policies. The white people never liked you. That's why they're not allowing you to do the same corrupt things that they do in office. And the only people that you stood next to and who has stood next to you are the Negroes. But because Black Americans, just Black people in general, are easy targets, you can get on stage and side talk Negroes and have a bunch of mammies co-sign that. But when Tom Homan says he's gonna be in your office with his shoe up your ass, you showing all your teeth.
Do you know what's going on with his case?
It looks like they're telling him, the new regime, that if you play ball with us, we're gonna make your stuff go away. If you
right
in with these Democrats and these immigrants, we gonna put your ass right next to Diddy braiding hair.
And notice they didn't give him a pardon.
Nope.
They said we're gonna sit your case to the side
to see how you move.
Yeah, and if you be good, then we'll look the other way, and you might get a pardon from us on our way out. But if not, like you said, Tom Homan gonna be in your office, and he ain't gonna be on the couch either. Like that was crazy. And then like I said, for him to like, oh, the Negroes, it's like, bro. But I told people, and like I said, I hate to say I told people, I told you so, but on Star Show many years ago when they got Bishop Whitehead phone, I said it's a wrap for Baldy Locks, because once they get one phone, they got all the phones. And it's been downhill for him ever since they got that Bishop Whitehead phone. And I think Bishop Whitehead was in there, you know what I'm saying, asking for the number 4.
Oh yeah. Oh,
let me get the number 4 with supersized.
Oh, Bishop Whitehead snitched for a 4-piece chicken finger plate with no condiment. He ate that shit right. Barbecue sauce, no honey mustard. He didn't even put ketchup on the fries.
I don't even need no sauce.
Nigga ate so fast he forgot he saved the drink last.
So he captured. I mean, like that's why he was playing ball, like you were saying with the immigrant thing, being out of pocket. You know, because New York City is a city of immigrants. So, bro, it's like, but at the same time, he just gotta hope that that he stayed inside the lines.
So what you saying, Mayor Adams has just been selling ass to whoever can keep his scandals under wraps?
Yes, because they have him. It's not when they suspend, because they didn't suspend the case or nothing. And right now they're even saying like the evidence is so good against him. How are you even doing? Because this is what the Democrats are saying against Trump and him. Like the evidence is so good against them. They're like, bro, you just can't put a case to the side because you like somebody. So that's even being litigated right now. So he just twisting in the wind because he got to make sure he make Tom happy. And at the same time, he just got to pray that because like a bunch of people in the Southern District in New York resigned because they like, I can't sign off on this, you know what I'm saying, let him off, or put his case aside. So a bunch of people like resigned. They had to find one flunky to finally sign off on it. But then when it got to the judge, they was like, hold on, let me look at this a little closer. This seemed like y'all just, giving him a get out of jail free card. And so it's like he's even with Trump protections. What I'm trying to say is he's still not in the clear because the judge might come back and be like, nah, we can't give him no deal.
And that Southern District is all centered around the pride that they have in law and order.
Yes.
I don't understand it from other states like Florida, Texas have death penalties. We gonna throw your ass under the jail. Like Louisiana, like certain places still have, I feel like a slave plantation vibe if you do crimes, right? Virginia may be one of them too, right? LA, California, they're really strict on gun laws, right? But for anything else outside of violent crimes, California seems like they're very relaxed on, right? New York is a no nonsense type of, like that Southern District, they will get your ass for anything. Like I said, we've seen tons of people go to jail for very small things because they don't play law and order is the way of the law up there. Like the corruption is just as corrupt like it is Chicago and other places, but they do not play when you break crimes in New York.
And this is the point I want to make. I'm saying I don't want to take up too much of your time, but this is how quote unquote black people are bad at politicking. Like Biden was giving out preemptive pardons to people. Like I'm saying, like Fauci and all these people like just preemptively pardoning them. Why didn't he go in and be like, bruh, Trump got me by the balls right now, pause. I need to get out from under this case. If you pardon me, give me something like, concrete of a preemptive pardon, I'll flip for you, and and go pro-immigration. You see what I'm saying? Like they just bad at politicking. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, you gotta if you're gonna play the game like that, you gotta play the game all the way. See, they halfway playing the game. And like, bro, you gotta take the best deal that's on the table, and being Trump's flunky for 4 years is not what you really want to do. Because he gonna play with you. Pause.
But he's looking at it like this. Mayor Adams, his pride is this. Y'all didn't want me here to begin with. This whole immigration thing is only gonna fall back on the Democrats in negative light, especially black Democrats. So I'm gonna do what the Democrats tell me with Biden. Okay, we're gonna flood everybody in because if I don't do that, they're gonna get me out of here, right? But what it looks like he was doing towards the end was like, okay, once Trump won the election, he switched early to save his job. He switched early. All that legal immigration, all that stuff. He started cutting the funds and everything before Trump got in the White House. So once Trump got in the White House, Tom Homan and Trump can basically have him by the balls. But what I'm seeing is like he was going to the highest bidder. When the Democrats used him as a tool to funnel all those people in New York, he wanted to be a tool. And I think they threatened him where if you don't comply with our immigration policies, we're going to pack you up and get you out of here with your scandals. So they blackmailed him. And then once they got out, now Trump is like, if you don't remove the things you did, we're going to pack you up and get you out of here. And his pride isn't let me step down in time and get pardoned by Biden. He don't want to get pushed out of his position out of fear. He'd rather go down swinging. And I think him going down swinging is going to make him look more like a puppet than if he just would have resigned, took a pardon, and fell back.
I'm going to tell you like the Asian man told Frank in American Gangster. Quitting while ahead is not the same thing as quitting. He was supposed to quit while he was ahead. Get your preemptive pardon, take your millions that you done made, and just go off into the sunset. But his problem is he got this thing, like he got this gingerbread man thing going, like I done made it this far, and he think he has future political ambitions. It's like, bro, you got too many skeletons in the closet. Definitely. You got to quit while you ahead. I'm gonna say it again. Quitting while you ahead ain't the same thing as quitting.
But you can't tell it. You can't tell HNIC to step off the high horse. Think about it. One of the most coveted positions in niggerdom is to be the head nigga in charge. And to tell a nigga that you can no longer be the head nigga in charge, a nigga would rather die than stop being the head nigga in charge, even if he's just a face for white advancement and black suppression. Just like Brandon Johnson, instead of just stepping away while you're ahead, or even when you're not ahead, just take your L and go home. You gonna die on the ship. You know what I'm saying? You gonna sink on the ship. And I just feel like with Mayor Adams, just like you said, he's been sold to the highest bidder, but he's losing any credibility he has. In this Negro comment, what he just did was sink his election. If his election or his reelection running for mayor wasn't already dead in the water, that Negro comment he just made killed whatever was left, because the only people that would have probably went out and voted for you, the only people you could probably round up to make it look like you have any type of a pull in your city was the same Negroes that you just dissed, that you stood next to while you flood illegal immigrants because you want to promote your son's mixtape and go to these hip hop events and legalize weed and give Diddy a key to the city. All you're going to be remembered for, the same Negroes you just talked about, you're only going to be remembered for standing right next to them while white people blame the influx of immigrants on you and saying you're too busy smoking weed and VIP with the rappers and handing keys to Diddy than protecting our safe New York streets like Giuliani did. And it's a shame that a former cop has New York looking like a third world country. I'm not saying that by my experience. I'm saying that's what he's going to be remembered for, by the people he's dissing and the people that he's dancing around. Like you said, go ahead.
No, it's going to be the narrative. You're right. I mean, you spot on. You're right. It's going to be the narrative. No matter what he did or didn't do, the narrative is going to be, and it's messed up because both sides is going to see the negative. You know, like he's going to be like, one side, he's going to be Trump's boy, for lack of a better word. On the other side, he's going to be like the dude that flooded, you know what I'm saying, New York with immigrants.
Just like with Obama, you isolate yourself to the point where you're vilified by both communities you placated to at certain points to get where you were. So by the time your legacy is all said and done, there's no heroes left. No, there's nobody to cape for you. White people hate Obama because he was black, and black people hate Obama because he didn't do anything for black people. The only people who cape for Obama is the LGBTQIA+ community. That's the only people who receive things from him. So I just feel like that's what just happens with a lot of black politicians who want to be black until shit hits the fan, you know.
And I love chopping it up with you, FBJ. Y'all make sure y'all hit the likes. You know what I'm saying? I don't tap in with a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? Like people know, you know what I'm saying? I don't tap in with a lot of people. But yeah. I like talking to you because you know what I'm saying, you got that objective perspective what we get from the big homie, you know what I'm saying, Star. We had to, Mo. I appreciate it because just like with you, just like Star,
you and Star kind of helped me understand how to get into some of these political conversations on YouTube in more clever ways, and kind of forming like, because before I watch you do what you do and Star, but especially you, it was kind of hard to see that like regular Black folk who are educated and aren't like political commentators, how they can make a palatable space to talk about politics, talk about more serious things in Black culture, because I have a whole second part of my show that I'm going to have to do probably in an hour and a half. That's for like NBA, hip hop, all that other, which we love. But people like me, you, in the Black people, and a lot of people in our audience, we have more serious topics we digest throughout the day. Where, yeah, we have big topics in Black culture, but a lot of these things are world issues, geopolitical issues, economic issues that we need to be discussing amongst ourselves, just like the other cultures are discussing these things amongst themselves, because these things do have an impact on us. And one of my favorite comments is how somebody said how we were kind of using like street lingo and referring it to politics. And I think that's very important sometimes, because like I said, we can lose a lot of people that need to hear this because we'll be so far into legal or political jargon, it doesn't translate. So for you to be able to kind of still build the bridge from how much knowledge you know and still come on my platform, and it's not like you're going over my head, and we're able to, like I said, connect the conversation to people who this is the first time watching this, or this is the first time getting up to date with news, is what's important. If this is the first time people watch the JD Vance Trump conversation with Ukraine, or this is the first time people seen the Epstein or the Mayor Adams, I hope that me and you did a great job with explaining these things to people so they can understand, and they didn't have to go to some of these white spaces to get the same we just gave them. And you got to keep it entertaining. You got to keep it informative. And what's the use of having information if you can't share it? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to have the conversation where it doesn't get boring and stale, but at the same time, anybody can walk up to it and take something away from it. So that's why I always try to, with my tweets, or either saying how I present my content, and when I come on here, it's just like, yeah, we could talk about high level stuff, but because it's for real, they all of them gangsters. At the end, let's just keep it 100. And we gotta stop doing this and looking at them like they ain't gangsters, and we gangsters. No, they are gangsters. They are the biggest gangsters, and they have this like, oh, we do it, make it look pretty. No, y'all are gangsters. At the end of the day, everything we apply for the streets, because they move like the streets. You know what I'm saying? Like, they are real legit gangsters. On game, bro. So I appreciate if you want to sign out, man. I'm about to hop off here. Like I said, man, you know what I'm saying? I always like chop it up with you, and we'll catch up behind the scenes. Now, for sure, I appreciate you tapping in, Mo. For sure. All right, peace. Yes, sir. All right, Voodoo Rants was popping, man. What's in the building? I see you live with us, man. What's up, man? How you living?
Oh shit, I just got off work, just you know what I mean, just getting in the house. I seen your topic. I've been laughing at this shit all day. Trump right. I've been saying this for years. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like, it's Putin was right. Putin was right to start the war or whatever. He been said that he don't want NATO on his border. So you know what I mean? So that's why he invaded, and Trump is right. The shit is over. It's a stalemate. So let's end the war. You know what I mean? That's why, I voted for Trump. You know what I mean? Yeah. I love everything that he's doing, man. Yeah, and I feel like with the situation, like I said, just speaking on this, I don't know if any more money is going to be sent down. Like, I can't speak on what's about to happen, but what I can pretty much speak on with the Trump situation is that that's what Americans wanted to see, right? Americans wanted to see at least some type of pushback. But my issue is that as we just denied Ukraine funding, we just sent another $2.6 billion over to Ukraine, I think today. I mean, not to Ukraine, to Israel today after we just denied Ukraine. So my main issue with this Trump thing is that, and I don't want, because I know, free speech and all other stuff, I don't want to ban anything, but the biggest issue with foreign policies and governments is I can understand why you may want to fund Ukraine for a proxy war to keep them off of the backs of NATO at the border, right? I do understand that. Hit the like button. Appreciate it.
But my main issue is why do we emphasize Israel so much in our economic agenda? What do they have that is so pertinent on American politicians that every American politician you see blindly, no matter if they're left or the right, it is very peculiar that the only thing that is bipartisan is their support for Israel. If Jasmine Crockett and with Marjorie Taylor Greene cuss each other out all day at Congress, if there's one thing they will agree upon and calm down for is if you ask both of them the same question, what is your opinion on Israel? And they will probably have the same carbon copy answer. And my issue with that is I like I said again, I applaud what Trump did today. I applaud what JD Vance did today. I applaud the way they showed strength, even though I feel like they could have sat back and chilled out a little bit. I do appreciate the theater that was presented to us for optics. But just like Mo Fact said, I feel like this was a distraction in a sense. And even though it was a small win for a symbolic gesture, what would be the case if we end up still giving Ukraine money next week or a month from now? Like what I'm saying, I didn't want to be too long, but I think the question I want to ask you was, even though this was dope, this was cool, and we appreciated this, do you think it will be in vain if we end up sending Ukraine more money?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, 100%. You know, and Trump seemed like, you know, well, not saying, well, from his record, he seems like a guy that usually does what he says. You know what I'm saying? He's saying that we're gonna pull out. You ain't getting no more money. You ain't getting no more ammo. None of that. They can't handle no Russia. Russia really taking it light on them, in my opinion.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Keep going. You keep going.
Yeah, you know, so like, yeah, you know, as far as the bipartisanship with Israel, you know, I say this all the time. I'm the only one I ever hear say this. I don't know how you run your platform, but how can I say it? The small hats.
Small hats, yeah.
If that's fine, okay. They just the top white people. That's it. Everybody since every president since Roosevelt supported them.
Yeah.
Why? Because they're the top white people. That's it. They're just the top white people. That's all it is. It ain't at the end of the day, they just as big as white supremacists as all the rest of them.
I was joking with one of my friends today. I was like, what the boule class is the black people, the small hats are the white people. Like,
yeah, that's fair. Yeah,
there's a small elite class that feel like they're the chosen ones within the race that pretty much dictate everything from the shadows to the point where we fight amongst ourselves, not realizing that is only a select few of us that's really causing the issues. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I see what's going on with them, I like I said, I don't want to spend too much time because, like I said, we're still on YouTube, but I just feel like extortion is very profitable. And I'll land my plane from the Epstein list, from the blocking of files from the Epsteins to the JFKs to we gonna kick Zelensky's back in, but when Netanyahu comes to America, we gonna pull his seat out for him. You know what I'm saying? And we blowing up the Gaza. Like, how one minute you want to blow up the Gaza Strip, but then the next minute you want to save the humanity, you want to have humanity to save Ukraine, not turn Ukraine to a parking lot, but you just told us you're going to turn the Gaza Strip into beach resorts. Like,
well, that was the plan from the beginning. You know, like even Biden was in on that, Obama, all that. That, in my opinion, that they wanted them out of there. Period. When you do, if you fighting a war and you knock and say y'all got 30 minutes to evacuate because I'm gonna blow this building up, that's a demolition job. They just want to knock the building over. Mm-hmm. So now, you know, it's uninhabitable. So now they come with the master plan of, yeah, oh, y'all can't live here. We just gonna get y'all out of here because it's uninhabitable. We're gonna rebuild it. But you just bulldozed the place.
Same thing in LA, same thing they did in Hawaii, like eminent domain. Instead of them giving you a letter and moving you off, they'll just blow your shit up, set it on fire, and clear it out. There ain't no point in, telling people. And we got another comment that says, if someone physically harm you, you have the God-given right to defend and protect yourself, family, and nation, and homeland. I believe people do, but I think the conversation we have in a lot of these places is, whose homeland is it? And as an American, I can give a fuck less because it has nothing to do with us. And if you want to talk about the minerals we may be getting out of the Middle East, or the intel we may be getting out of the Middle East, I understand how important that is and everything. But at what cost to America are we going to continue to just blindly support people abroad without getting anything back besides a moral compass? While people here can't pay their rent, people here can't feed their families. I don't have a problem with supporting things in foreign policies. I don't. But when back home, when the work is slowing down back home, right? I don't mind you fronting the work over there to your homeboys. But if me and my dog come to re-up and you have less and less work, you keep fronting off the niggas who ain't even bring you no money back. You have to keep the work in-house until we can, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't starve the block because you over there fronting somebody else that ain't bringing no money back. And then when we out of work, who block is it going to be? The niggas you keep fronting to, they ain't giving nothing back. Like, and I don't be trying to break everything down to these levels, but this is how we got, because money is work. This money's making it go round. And people are cutting blank checks and fronting a lot of money to things that aren't benefiting us. And like I said, we're only fighting a lot of these proxy wars because we don't have enough manpower to send troops over to help Ukraine defend or teach Ukraine military troops how to defend themselves from Russia. But at the same time, I don't feel like I don't feel like Trump per se really has beef with Russia. Now that's another conversation for another day. I just feel like Biden was pro-Ukraine because him and his son had some business dealings with Ukraine. But I feel like Trump is cool with Russia because Trump has some business deals with Russia, and Ukraine is just caught in the crossfire. And I just feel like Russia targeted Ukraine because they knew that America politicians had torn relationships, but American politicians had certain relationships with Ukraine to where it was going to be polarizing if Russia decided to attack. And if you bring a polarizing war issue, it's harder to give Ukraine the defense it needs, I feel like. And that's what Ukraine is going through right now with the regime change.
Well, I've been following this very closely. You know what I mean? Putin said it flat out. He was the one that said these is Nazis. These Ukrainians are Nazis. He exposed them. He said flat out, I can't have NATO on my border. They've signed a contract, but they signed a treaty. That Ukraine would never join NATO. Now Biden comes in, he's trying to let the Ukraine join NATO.
Right.
He said that America would have me at gunpoint because Moscow is really like a hop, skip, and a jump. From Ukraine. As big as Russia is, Moscow, the capital city, is literally is really close. So I mean, that's fair. And we already had a treaty saying that you wouldn't do that. So you broke the treaty and try to join NATO. That's fair.
And Russia's like, Ukraine is kind of our only border against NATO. And if y'all are trying to placate and get them with y'all, get Ukraine with NATO, I might as well take over Ukraine and step up on there, because what Russia's looking at it is, my adversaries are not only overseas, but they're ganging up closer and closer to countries that are right next to me. And if we were cool, they would stay where they at, I'll stay where at. But slowly and surely, American foreign policies are intertwining and getting closer to people that we don't go to war with anymore, like Ukraine. At a certain point, they weren't warring with Ukraine, but like you just said, y'all are getting too close to NATO and thinking that you got to join them to protect them, but we're protecting you by not blowing your motherfucking head off. But if you feel fidgety and you need extra protection, we'll just come blow it off then. It's like somebody, it's like for Russia felt like they had a gun on to Ukraine's dome and was like, nigga, if you flinch wrong, I'm gonna pull it. And it seemed like Ukraine just started flinching.
Right, but I mean, they had a deal. They had a deal that's why, because Ukraine had nukes, but they denuked. And they said that Russia, that's the big homie. The rest, Russia gonna handle things. Now you try to go off and deal with these niggas. No, bro, these niggas cool, but these the homies, but you with the home team. How you switching off? Like, how you can't be doing that and joining them? Why you want to join them?
Just like Dawson, Ukraine and Russia pretty much kinfolk. So it's like, why are you? What the fuck are you doing?
Right.
And,
so that Trump, right? They brought that on themselves. Like, and they brought Trump, the perfect guy. They Trump's last presidency, I was arguing with everybody. They saying Trump is kissing Putin's ass and he's Putin's boy, little jokes and shit like that. I'm like, you're supposed to be cool with the other big dogs. You like, that's just good business. You're supposed to be cool with the other motherfuckers that got nukes and other powers, foreign powers. Would you want to beef with them? Like, what are you looking for?
Especially with Biden, because it's like, okay, am I more concerned with Russia or China? I'm more concerned with China, even though they portray it like Russia is the big power we got to be scared of. The reason why I'm not afraid of Russia, because it seems like Russia be openly communicating their intentions and acting upon them. They're like, hey, y'all playing, we're going to fuck some shit up. They'll do it. But they're not doing like no terrorist things. They're just doing it as standard military practice of taking over things and just blowing up, like fighting yachts, right? But it seems like they will be cool with Trump or certain American things if the Zionists aren't taking over. But it seems like China, they don't show their hand either way, whoever's in office. China seems like they silently and strategically move with their agenda, regardless if we see what's happening or not. That's why I have more eyes on China, because China don't show their hand. China gonna smile in your face regardless who's in the White House. That's my problem. Russia is like, my nigga. Russia, just like you said, they'll call people Nazis, they'll call them Zionists. Russia they'll show you, hey, Jesus was black. Russia don't give a damn.
Right.
Russia gonna tell you what it is. We just are we just have so much propaganda from the Cold War that a lot of us just refuse to believe that we have been pushed propaganda to ourselves. You know what I'm saying? That we look at Russia, we look at North Korea and a lot of these dictatorships like, wow, y'all don't have free speech. People are lying to y'all about America, but we tell the same lies about them. So we need to understand that Russia, I don't feel like is an enemy more than China is an enemy. Like, I don't like, you know what I'm trying to say? We don't need to be sitting here saying.
I think China is an enemy. I do think that, as far as wanting America's spot, but China, in my opinion, they're right, because America's the leader of the world. As the leader, you got to do certain things. You know what I'm saying? There's no reason why, America isn't doing what China is doing. China's going all over the world, making deals with people, and they building stuff for people, trying to lift people out of poverty. How America became the superpower is with the gun. You know what I mean? China's doing deals and building hospitals and roads and shit like that. That's what you're supposed to do at this point. You already won the game, America.
But I think what China is doing too is, which I think is weird, because Jamaica is owned by the UK, right? Pretty much. By Britain.
I wouldn't say. I think that King Charles.
They're subjects.
I think they still are. I'm not. I think they are one of them. I think so.
So wouldn't China have to go through Great Britain in order to establish certain things that they have in Jamaica?
Or maybe they not then no more then, because that do sound like they would have to.
Yeah, because I don't see how Jamaica has such a Chinese influence, or like, but I see what they're doing, like how Chinese are going to some of these South American places now, right? What they're doing in Africa is like they buying the block for cheap. And now these countries that they're helping build up now owe them a level of debt. And instead of doing it the 19th century way, where to come in and chop your arms off for diamonds and just basically enslave and put your people in captive and work for free, we're going to help build your places up. But in return, you're going to owe us an infinite amount of debt that you can see and appreciate, versus you got to walk around with a nub on your arm because you cut off a diamond. Or the Afrikaners, the white people went to South America, you know what I'm saying, and causing apartheid. And now a lot of the Boers and stuff are getting killed in mass, because I think what the Asian people are seeing is that you have to help the people you want to control. And the best form of slavery and captivity is making somebody feel like they're not in it. And if I can give these people roads and up their technology, as long as the government continues to pay us in perpetuity, we'll always own these spots. We can always set up embassies. We can always get close to our ops by helping the people in their backyard they're refusing to help based off of the color of their skin. That's why I see Chinese playing a super long game with. Y'all don't want to help some of these black countries out? Fine, we will. But everyone we help out is another flag we get to plant. And soon, like Monopoly, every piece you land on, you have to pay a tax.
That makes more sense, though. It just makes more sense. I'm America through and through.
Same
I'm
here.
America through and through. You know what I mean? Like that makes more sense. You know what I mean? Like it's not 1925 anymore. It's not 1825. It's not 1725. You should be helping these people. Everybody, you won the game. You're the leader of the world. The world, the dollar is the world's currency at the end of the day. Every other currency is measured up against the dollar. Everybody wants the American dollar. So you got them taking your money. They believe in you. They're following you. Come on, you can't build these people a toilet. You can't build these people a road, running water. You already won the game. You already the big dog. You already the big dog. So that's your job as the leader. Like you use the street analogy. Okay, say I'm the brick man in the neighborhood, and it's my job. I run the whole neighborhood. It's my job to make sure the people that work for me got what they need. That's my job. I can't just hog all the money. You know what I'm saying? And that's how you keep them. You gotta feed people. So China's doing it the right way. Hopefully we can step in and start doing shit like that. Go build these people something. These people need hospitals. They need simple shit. Hospitals, schools, roads. You know what I mean? Help them build. I say train them. If somebody want to come to America, come on a visa, but just know your ass going back. You're going back to your country to go build. Period. So you come over here, you get an education, you become an engineer or a doctor or whatever you doing. You got to take that back to your people. You here on a visa, a visit.
Right. Hey, and what Black Vane said, listen, I'm not saying China's a great place. They are a surveillance state, number one. And number two, I just read some article out that they've already been controlling people with chips they implanted in them for a number of years that they've already activated. And a lot of the people they've said over there are already being mind controlled. I'm only saying that because they literally dropped it on Twitter, and it was like an encryption that somebody in China like sacrificed his fucking self to release out into the public. So I don't think China is all that great. Well, I think with me and Vuvu Ranch, right?
It's Volvo
Ranch, yes. What we're doing right now is just breaking down their strategy. It's more of like an amoral of not about right or wrong. We're just saying they're doing the right thing as far as the strategic movements they're doing globally with, like we just said, I'll front you this, but now you owe me.
Right.
And then when your debt up to your ears, we might be able to do something. We might be able to do eminent domain. We're already moving Chinese people over here. Once y'all act up, we're going to start kicking y'all out of your own places. Just like,
and that's happening. And that's happening.
Like we already know 90% of the beach in Jamaica is not accessible to the island goers anyways. So they're already used to being withheld their own resources.
Right.
So what is it that we switched from British to Chinese, and now the Chinese own 90% of your beaches?
And I mean, like, it ain't nothing free. If I come build you a road, I heard they build a road cutting straight through the island. You know, if I got to come and build that, you owe me. What do you got to pay me with? What do you got to pay me with? So I got to take what I got to get. Like, it ain't nothing free. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing free. So, you know, like, I feel as though they doing the right thing. I mean, like, they obviously not going to build it themselves, and not just Jamaica. They going all over, you know, Africa. They down in South America doing shit. You know what I'm saying? All throughout Asia. If I got to come to your country and build you something like a road in 2025, you're not going to get it done by yourself. So nobody's saying that China is this super great place. They got their problems there, like every other country. But what I'm saying is their business is done correctly.
You know the brown places in Monopoly that go for cheap?
Yep.
China's just buying all that right now. They ain't getting the Parks place. They ain't getting the green and the blue. They the little brown piece that you're going to land on. You're going to pay up sooner or later.
Mm-hmm.
and we're gonna be able to buy Parks Place. We're gonna start off small in here in the hood first and get our money up like that. And let me see this last comment. Look at Kenya's new immigration rules. Chinaman can never become a citizen. I think that's very forward thinking. Why are they not showing Russian, Ukraine, and China and Europeans getting deported? Show everybody. You know why they're not showing? It's America. They want to show Mexicans and Caribbeans getting deported. Because white people don't care how many Chinese and Europeans and Ukrainians over here because they assimilate the whiteness.
Well, no, they showed the East Indians getting deported.
Okay.
Yeah, I seen that, you know, because I've been following that closely too. But I mean, that shit is correct, man. It's a brain drain in these countries. If all your best people leave, how you ever gonna build? Somebody got to stay and build that shit. That's just what it is. Somebody got to sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? And like, if ain't nobody gonna sacrifice, somebody got to make them go back. You know what I mean? And what they also doing, something they doing it in reverse too, with these new H-1B visas. Trump talking about this gold card stuff. He's trying to nitpick the best and the brightest and bring them over here.
He basically said, I'm gonna trade my brokest niggas for your richest citizens.
Well, no, he's sending them back though. He's sending your broke folks back. We don't want the broke.
But you seen the thing he's doing now. He's trying to make a plan where American citizens can sell their citizenship to a foreigner for $5 million.
No, that wasn't it. The gold card is they can buy. It's kind of like a green card. Just he said on a higher level. You can't sell your citizenship. Like I can't never be like. Okay.
What was the $5 million thing he was talking about? Where like
the gold card. The gold card, he's saying it's like a green card, but it's a gold card.
They can buy. I thought he was saying that Americans can sell their citizenships to foreigners for $5 million.
No, that wasn't what he was saying.
I was thinking about that. I'm like, okay, so if you gave me $5 million to leave America, how is that putting money back in America? Like that's $5 million to spend in another country. That's not really influxing the money back here. But now I hear what you're saying. Now what you're saying makes a little more sense.
Yeah, and that's a good thing because somebody got $5 million to buy this card. That's a high level individual, no matter where he's from. That's a high level individual. So yeah, bring him over. Don't bring I'm sorry, you know, like I know I'm a little harsh, but don't bring the peasants over.
No,
They're not about to add nothing.
Don't
bring the high level guy. If you're gonna bring somebody, bring the high level guy.
We got too many peasants door dashing. Talking about what we need to be doing in America, right. While you were fleeing your flag of corruption. You were a strong, able-bodied man that could have made a difference in your country, but instead you fled, came to America, not to make America better, but to take all the jobs from people, from teenagers, entry-level jobs, and people that may need a little hustle to make ends meet. You come over there and take these jobs, stand on them like they're actual, real, tangible employment, and talk down to us. That's the problem. I don't want to hear anybody doing DoorDash telling us what we need to be doing as Americans. I don't even want to hear somebody like a Vivek Ramaswamy, because you test high, can tell me what it is being American just because you're a good test score. It's a lot of people who come over here with their idea of what America is and want to place all of us under that same idea, when they don't understand that the things that you may be good at in America aren't things that we value. You can take good test scores. Geeks get their ass beat up all the time and don't get respected. You can drive DoorDash. We just don't want you spitting our food. We don't care. We understand that some of these jobs are like being in the NBA back home to you guys. We understand that. But you're just another motherfucker in the game of America. That's what they don't understand. They think that model minority shit can cut it until you run across people who don't give a fuck about that. Which is like Ramaswamy. You trying to do this whole, we gotta make America more patriotic, but they're spending more time looking at your interview where you had your shoes and socks off than actually listen to the message that you got to run for Ohio governor.
Oh, that was real?
The feet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was Photoshop.
No, I got that right now. What you mean?
Put that what? It's like he's moving. I only seen a still of it. He's got a moving.
One thing about me though, I ain't gonna miss a chance to let niggas eat off some bullshit right here. Let me see. I got it right here. Bow.
Oh nah.
Bow, you see it? We got on.
No, I seen the still. I thought they photoshopped that though.
Nah, man, those dogs' toes, man. Niggas ain't photoshopped that. He took them off. And this is why but you know why I don't have a problem with this? Because anytime there's something culturally black that's happening in white spaces, they're quick to have racial remarks towards us because they're used to people placating to their culture, right? Just like with Zelensky, we're asking where's his suit at? But in a way, I'm more asking about where's the suit at because you're coming in the White House, ask for billions of dollars. You should at least have on a collared shirt and a polo. Now he's probably more on some. Well, with my culture, we don't really wear suits, but it's like nigga.
No, I think it's like I'm dressed for war. My country is in war.
Yeah, type shit. But they ain't no war outfit, nigga. That look like you about to go to bed. And
I mean, it's a military general type of dress down outfit, but you got to come in. If you're coming in like that, you can put a suit on, bro.
That's all I'm saying. And with Ramaswamy, I probably understand that this is more of a cultural thing. But when you are trying to cosplay as an American, you can't have it both ways. You know what I'm saying?
If that's real, he done. He done.
But this is my problem. You try to preach all this American stuff, but you want to take your shoes off. Like you want to be Indian behind the scenes and American on camera, not knowing when we get the full shot, you got your feet out. You got your toes out, my nigga.
Yeah, I gotta see this. I don't want to, because I was gonna do a video on this myself, but I don't want to, like I thought somebody photoshopped that. That's outrageous.
Nah, this is outrageous, and this is very, like I said, you can't get mad. That's like if this is low-hanging fruit to racists. That's like if Jasmine Crockett came on TV with a bonnet.
Right.
You're gonna get what you asking for. Don't give people low-hanging fruit because you want to fit in stereotypes, because there's a time and a place for that. Don't take your shoes off if you know niggas gonna roast you.
And they know they like to, and they do all this. I say this, right? I don't want to go too hard on your channel. Just stop me if I'm saying too much.
Yeah,
they like to call black people monkeys. Like East Indians, that's like they really big on that. Bro, y'all was running around the jungle barefoot. The India is a big ass jungle. They was literally running around the jungle barefoot. And he come over here and do that, man. He asked for it.
And my question, because I don't like to say, like, I like to reframe certain words, certain statements, so it doesn't sound like I'm attacking. It sounds more of like objective questions, right? With so many scholarly East Indians in America that are very intellectual, very bright, right? Very smart students, Ivy League, have very tangible jobs and careers that can change the face of a nation over time, right? There's enough East Indians at high level positions in tech and medicine and government that you guys should be setting up something to help India. Like, this is the issue with the best and brightest. I don't want to see Vivek come here, try to run for Ohio governor, and I see the things that I see back in India. We don't even have to go there is in details what we see, but that's like seeing our best and brightest. That I'm only saying this because this is the equivalent of seeing our best and brightest go to white neighbors that are from the ghetto, go to white neighborhoods and try to run for like mayor or Congress, when it's like, bro, you got people in your own hood you need to help out. You don't need to be in the white neighborhood trying to get their political office. When if you just took your brains and your smarts and brought it back to the hood, you could change it overnight. Because the way I see India, they would go with somebody who looks like them that's competent. I don't think Indian people are doing what they're doing because they want to. I just believe that a lot of people that are responsible for their advancement leave them in squalor at their first opportunity to leave, like much of these developing nations. At the first chance, your best and brightest leave to come for a better life instead of working on things back home to advance your you know what I'm saying? Like your ethnic agenda.
That's why it's a brain drain in all these countries.
Yeah, just like
is getting out of there.
Like people feel like Japan might be a country going extinct because they're low birth rates. But it's like,
well, I don't think they're gonna go extinct. Their population may decrease, but
right. But it's just like what I'm saying, where it's like a lot of these places, your women are already outsourced for partnership. Some of these men aren't really doing what they need to do back home, and the ones that are qualified leave back home to come to other countries to try to assimilate. And I feel like that just ruined. like the things we're seeing in the UK, the things we're seeing with like a lot of these mass immigrations is not the fact that we're like nationalists and want to be like, don't come over here. We're just like, bro, you have a homeland that you can be the George Washington of.
Yeah.
You can be the Frederick Douglass of. You can be the John Quincy Adams of. You can be the Lewis and Clark of.
You can walk around barefoot around there too. And
I love American history so much and romanticize it, not realizing, Vivek, you can literally be the George Washington of India. Like, you people love American culture so much, but you can go to Colombia and be the Malcolm X of Colombia today because it hasn't been written yet in modern times. And so
well, I don't think it'll work because the culture is too backwards.
It don't matter if niggas told us it wasn't gonna work here, we still did it.
Nah, but I'm saying like the culture there, what he's trying to do, it wouldn't work in India. You know, they got cows running around there like shitting all in the street, and they shitting in the street. It wouldn't happen. And he can't clean that up.
Yeah, but guess what? Let's keep it a buck. That stuff was going around in Europe in the medieval times, and we know the more.
Yeah, but it took hundreds of years to get it done.
But they still, and no matter what you think about European cleanliness now, that's not my point. Is that they have progressed to a level of decency from hundreds of years ago. And I feel like no matter how dirty or how your culture may come across to the world spectrum, if that is where you come from and you are the best and the brightest from there, you guys need to be making coalitions. And even if they have them, correct me. But I just feel like the amount of foreign elite minds we have in America trying to dictate American policies, you guys should be going back. We should be training you in American policies to go back home and govern your own countries. We should be doing that.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Developing politicians to venture off into their homelands and establish governments there, because that low-key is reverse what I feel like the Israeli government is doing. They just sponsor our politicians. We need to be training politicians to send them back to their homelands and developing those, and we could become a world power off of that more than just, you know, building embassies in these places to watch the citizens. Right. That's all these embassies are. Are just in-home or just in international spy buildings, pretty much, of monitoring surveillance buildings. Why do you need these? Because we have so many embassies. For what? You know why? To survey these people without having to, you know what I'm saying? And just making it look more corporate, more palatable. Oh, we just want to set up a little embassy. How many embassies, foreign embassies, do we have in America? Not a lot. We have some. I think
we do got a few.
Yeah, we got a few.
Yeah, we got a few. But you got to be a big dog to get one of those, huh?
Exactly, man. So I'm gonna go ahead and, hey, if you can, DM me. Do you have any of my information, like Instagram, Twitter, anything? I'm gonna drop my.
That's your Twitter right there.
Yeah, in the chat. Yeah, I'm gonna drop
my on the screen here.
It should be. Let me see.
I'm talking about with this picture.
Oh no. I'm gonna drop my Twitter link in the chat now. So, because I need you to, because I like I appreciate you coming on the show actually and contributing, and you are really on point with everything you're saying. So if you want to come back to the show or hit me up in the back channel and want to like collab, do some content, bro, feel free. Just like Mo Facts, I'm not one of these content creators who be like, oh, I don't want to like link with anybody and like chat. I want to have as many people as we can possibly like collab next time. Maybe
is
like
this Florida Boy Jay?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm following you right now then.
Yeah, that's a bet. I appreciate it. Because like I said, if you want to come back anytime or you want to like collab on the show together, we definitely can. Because the way we're going to be able to build up our platforms is like bringing different communities together. Like Mo Facts, me and him come from kind of the same platform, but anytime we stream together, his platform gets excited, my platform gets excited because we know each other. Or me and Killa, when we do cross streaming, her platform and my platform get excited when we see each other because we're used to work together, and it like doubles the numbers. So, like I said, get in with me in the DMs, and we'll figure it out if you want to do the content next week and everything.
How often do you be doing the shows?
A couple times a week. This time I was kind of busy this week, but I actually got a whole second show I might do at 10:30. So if you want to tap in with that,
I
definitely.
might tap back in with you. What is gonna be about?
Because really, like I said, this is more political show, but that topic we're going to be kind of talking about a little bit of Pastor Jamal Bryant is going. Oh, that's a tiny bit.
Oh, I don't even know that. Yeah.
Cool. Jasmine Crockett, she said something stupid.
Yeah, I heard about that.
After that, they have a Mark Lamont Hill and Patrice O'Neal debate about what Don Imus said when he said something about nappy-headed hoes, but it was more about cancel culture versus comedy, because that was like 2006. And to see Mark Lamont Hill be an advocate for cancel culture was kind of crazy to see that happening. But what really talk about is Lil Baby is more hip-hop and like NBA just black shit. We talking about Lil Baby, him almost allegedly getting arrested, but not getting arrested, but the police chief holding him responsible for 2 murders that happened when he shot in a rival gang. Jim Jones going through a midlife crisis with him saying Styles P doesn't have the catalog to see him in the verses, saying he wants to box Cameron, saying he has no problem with being an old ass nigga who still affiliates with Bloods. And it's like, we have to look at Jim Jones' midlife crisis. Also, Cameron going at Chad Johnson responding to Cameron. And these
y'all saying all that stuff. Yeah, I might tap back in for that.
Yeah, hold on. Freddie Gibbs, J. Cole, Whack 100 break it down in jail call with Diddy, Joy Taylor getting sidelined by FS1, LeBron being the face of the league. I got another 3-hour show.
Let me ask you this last question before I go.
Yeah.
You can stream live on Twitter. You streaming this live on Twitter?
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm streaming.
I didn't even know you can do that.
Yeah, both of my audience. I got like 69 people.
See that.
Yeah, watch me on Twitter right now. Yeah, because you got to pay to be on premium, and they're actually going up another $20, $50 a month. But I find it that I get a bigger audience on Twitter because even though YouTube is bigger, it's not a lot of people who do live streaming on Twitter. Like Twitter is a lot of people who do like the Clubhouse thing where everybody goes in a room and they have like a chat and conversation. Everybody does that. Not a lot of people do this streaming shit. So when I do streaming, I get way more people because this is a type of content that isn't dominating Twitter right now. So we're kind of on the curve of it. So it might blow up later, but I just love the freedom because even with music, I start off my shows with 30 minutes of music that I only exclusively stream on my Twitch account and on Twitter because I can't play music on YouTube. So I start my YouTube show at the 30-minute mark of every show.
Okay.
But, yeah. So it is advantage.
I just followed you. Let me ask you this: do you got the top tier blue check, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, brother. I'll see you, man. Appreciate you letting me come on.
Absolutely, man. Appreciate it, man. Peace out. Yes, sir. All right, man. So, hey, guys, I really do appreciate, man. This was a dope show. We've been live for 3 hours and 37 minutes. We've been live 4 hours, man. I want to say thank you to Mo Facts. I want to say thank you to Therapy Radio. I want to say thank you to Black McBain. Let me see, Hiromi Ada. Let me say, like I said, Wanderer 427. Salute. I want to salute, man. You guys been talking, man. Everybody been in here. Trevor Jackson podcast. Salute Trevor Jackson. Always tapping in. Salute to Virgo. Salute to All Mall. Salute to Gizmo Net. Thank you, Gizmo Net. Salute to Renee Melendez for sure. Still moving. Slap to BJ. Hey, B Jackson, I appreciate you definitely in the comments early. Definitely. B Jackson and Trevor, man, y'all been cooking. Love Matters. Thank you, Love Matters, for the mic suggestion. Thank you, Daniel Hasbin, Neuro D, Champy, salute. Big Bodie Wody Cheeks. That's crazy name. Pause. Salute. Like I said, Mo Facts again. Focus again. Salute. Thank you to my moderator, Shakiria, the shooter. Salute to Shakiria. Salute to Killer. Always coming through, moderating the spaces, man. Shakiria, thank you so much for taking some time out of your day to help me with the mods. YouTube Killer, thank you for coming home and helping me with the mods. Mo Facts, thank you for getting off work wherever you were, helping me with the show. I really do appreciate all you guys spending some time to support my channel, man. Because it starts with us, man. Salute the Big Trey in the building. Like that Real Housewives of NATO shot here was a comment. Hey, this one right here, Real Housewives of NATO was a comment of the day. We low-key might have to title the show The Real Housewives of NATO. Salute Shakir, because that was the craziest bar I heard all day. Carlton Way again came in here early. Salute Carlton Way. Like I said, Dot Focus, everybody in the building, man. Just thank you so much. I'm going to smoke a Dot Focus. Yeah, I'm going to probably smoke a spliff, chill out for a little bit, gather myself, relax a little bit. And I'm probably going to go live in an hour and a half. The second half of the show, since we're cooking hot, and probably gonna get a lot more people on Twitter because it's gonna get a little later. And I just appreciate it, man. Everybody have a great night. This was Respect the Facts podcast. Come back at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 9:30 Central. Guess what? 6:30 Pacific Time. Come back an hour and a half. We will be doing the second half of the show. Premium Black News. This was Premium American News. We'll be Premium International News actually, but we will be getting into Premium Black News today. So appreciate it. Tap in, hit the like button. Let me put that cash out. Let me get this off screen. Let me put that cash out there. $ Florida Boy J. Rent is due tomorrow. So if anybody, I know rent due for everybody, so I ain't gonna beg. So if you ain't got it, don't even worry about it. I know we all gotta pay rent tomorrow. We all grown. So salute, and I will see you guys an hour and a half. Thank you so much and enjoy your night. Be safe.